And here we are as the Worlds 2023 knockout stage continues. And today we got Bilibili Gaming, the 2 seed from the LPL, and Gen.G, the 1 seed from the LCK, the home team really here. The team most people are expecting, or a good chunk of people are expecting to win the World Championships at least. I don't know if it's most. I don't think they're going to win it. But you're the 1 seed for a reason, and you're one of the hottest teams in the world right now. So Gen.G's got to be feeling good, as they are the only undefeated team at the tournament, still going a nice 4-0 through their games. The next closest is JDG, who went 4-1, only dropping a single game to LNG in the 2-0 pool. Yeah, the 2-0 pool. There you go. Now for BLG, they are looking to keep things rolling. Second in LPL Spring, second at MSI. They want to add one more finals to their entire season. They missed LPL Summer Finals by a pair of games, so they want to redeem themselves and make it all the way. Meanwhile, Gen.G have never made a Worlds or MSI finals as Gen.G. They haven't done it as KSV, they haven't done it as Gen.G, but this could be the year. Pays a monster. Chovy, the best year in his storied career already. Peanut, a career revival. Doron and Delight, the support pieces this team has needed to get to the mountaintop of LCK 2 times. But at MSI, they were still bested by their rivals in T1, so both of these teams, chips on the shoulder, trying to prove that they are so good, and Doron's going on to the Jax immediately. This Korean crowd explodes at the thought of Doron on Jax again. And that's one way to demand just all the attention in a draft where you usually don't... In a draft where you usually don't lock in your top laner very early. So Gen.G kind of flipping the script here. And Elkin going to go for that Renata support lane immediately. And with Kalista available, we could be seeing the Kalista Renata come out again. What's the angle? They can just take this top lane counter and lock in the bot lane. And Samira would be the 17th ADC picked at the tournament. However, Kalista will be the lock-in with the Renata immediately taken, obviously. Just too good of a lane to pass up on. And what's the response? Because Gen.G pretty much have to answer with a bot lane or pick the Azir, pick the Orianna, and hope that BLG don't ban out too many power picks in this bot lane. And it's going to be Chovy's Azir immediately locked. Not even immediately locked in, taking a bit of time. But yeah, Azir, Orianna up. 2 of the strongest laners at this tournament immediately taken, or still available for the taking, I should say. And Pays will take the Aphelios. Had the Kai'Sa available, had the Zeri. And it's going to be Aphel. And Yagao into the Azir. It's Orianna time. We've seen this matchup only a handful of times because of how often these two get banned out. Or one gets banned, the other doesn't. It's very hilarious, actually, that these two just keep catching bans and no one ever gets to play them. Except for Ori. Ori's been lax recently. Azir, no. No one's relaxed on the Azir bans. Thing is terrifying. And Poppy taken away immediately. They didn't even think about it. They don't want Peanut on a menace of a champion. And now both sides jungleless. One side needs a support still. The other needs a top lane. Are Gen.G going to try and lighten the load for Doron in lane? They already have the Renekton banned away. We could see a Rumble banned away, and we will see Bin's Rumble banned away. I was saying we could see the Rumble or We could see the Cassante band away if we really want to, or Gnar if Gen.G are really worried about that. But again, they can also just take away jungles here. Both sides need junglers. Sejuani taken away now. With the Maokai, Poppy, and Sedge bans, the jungle pool is getting a bit thin comparatively. Because there's Rel. Man, there's Rel, there's Lee Sin, Cassante's banned away in the top lane now. And do you want to get the jungle counter? Do you want to just lock in your top? Or do you want to just take a jungler off the board? Wukong, Vi, both also options here. Jarvan would be really good here, actually, with this Orianna and this Renata, and they will pull the trigger for Jun to go onto the J4. And Delight with the Kench would be an interesting pick here. Very defensive pick, really, for Gen.G. But the Rel with the flexibility now. And it will be Kench locked in. They were just moving the Kench down one once they figured out what they wanted to play. And it will be the Gnar for Bin, it seems. Unless he can play Aatrox. And Bin says it is Aatrox. Let's go. Why not Boris? Destroyer of Worlds, Aatrox, baby. Let's go. Gen.G, I think, have a really solid comp put together. They have good frontline, they have good damage, and they have good peel with this Kench and the Rel. Meanwhile, BLG also have an insanely strong comp here. They have great combo with the Orianna Jarvan. They have incredible damage with Kalista, and if they can get Aatrox online, that damage is huge. They got good health bars in the Jarvan and the Aatrox. Why does it not move them anymore? This is stupid. Anyways. And Renata is going to be good for just, honestly, multiple things. Catching people who walk a bit too far forward. Keeping, I mean, who are they going to keep off? Keeping Jarvan mostly from jumping onto your Kalista. Defensive options and the hostile takeover. It's going to be really good for BLG if they can coordinate it, because it will just allow them to team fight insanely well, which is, as we've seen throughout this tournament, what the LPL love doing, what they are so good at. I didn't even say welcome to the Kimchi cast. I'm Box Kimchi. That's hilarious. Because I have barely said it since, like, I say it at the end. I usually say it towards the end, obviously, but I have not said it in the intro for every time. As we get into game one. BLG went 3-2. They had a battle back against G2 of all teams to ensure their spot at the World Championships. They did dominate G2 there. Gen.G, the only team to not drop an individual game. So, you can see these two teams very, very different trajectories after the opening of playoffs. Now, they're just going to get vision on this red buff. On spotted out, obviously, by Delight. I believe 2 or 3 got spotted out. I mean, is Doran just going to pull the wave here and acquire push? Conqueror on the Azir. There's only a handful of runes you could run. Delight going to face check, get a little bit of health back, but nothing much happening there. Just early poke. Oh, Peanut just going to kill that ward while he's at it. Extra gold. And that's it. Spotted out. Easy peasy. Yep, and this is what Doran wanted. With him just sitting in that front brush in top lane, he is just able to gain all the control of wave. And Bin just has to sit and wait, under-leveled. Elk gets the ward down, so Peanut will be spotted out, and just, yep, they immediately know. And so, Shun. Ward thrown down, and now over the wall, Peanut has the crash down, and now they can actually look for a dive here. No, they can't. No chance. It's a Kalista. Never mind. It's Kalista Renata. You're not diving. I should play more Felios. That's all I've gotten out of this, is I need to play more Felios. Jun just going to finish his bot side clear. As well, Peanut does the exact opposite, going for his top side clear. Nothing really happening. These two teams aren't very first fight focused besides Jarvan, really. Besides Jarvan and maybe Tom Kent, these guys are going to sit and wait for a little bit. They got a bit of scaling to do before they can start throwing down the gauntlet. Teleport out from Chovy, and Yagao going to just finish pushing out this wave and will answer with a teleport of his own. Jun can look for a play here. They will be able to spot him out. But even spotting him out is a bit of a... The cleanse immediately out, but Pays just gets jumped on, will be traded in sacrifice to Pays, but first blood goes to Elk, and now Doran jumps onto Bin, but is able to get away with that. I don't know what the dash is called. But a 1-for-1. I really need to just pull this up before, because I keep forgetting to. I don't know why I always forget to, but I just do. And that will be good. It is Umbral Dash. I didn't think it was Umbral because Umbral Trespass. But you see this. Delight tries. Ooh, flash for flash there too. Good read by Jun. On just dies to the turret. Elk takes half his health from a turret shot. My goodness. Yeah, but good use of the Jarvan, as I was saying. Jarvan loves getting early plays. It's kind of where he peaks for quite a while. It's what he does best. Doran is going to take the back. This is, I believe, frozen unless Bin actually screws it up. I might have miscounted. I didn't get a good count. And Elk dropping the wave in a bad... That's painful. That was just pain. I felt that in my soul. That hurt. I'll check that after. BLG just gonna take the free dragon. Peanut walking away. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's something buzzing. I think someone's mowing the lawn. Oh, wait, what? It's my fans. No, not my fans. Oh, on immediately falls. Sorry, I was making sure my PC wasn't exploding. And Pays gets his second kill. And now Bin gets jumped onto by Doran. But the pullback from the chains might actually be enough to stop him. But Bin able to walk forward, has the Conqueror stacked up. But Doran disengages. And both ultis will be traded here. And now, actually, Gen.G will pull into a slight lead here. Nope, that was lawn mowing. It's lawn mowing. Doran might have walked up a bit too far. Introduces himself to Jun. But Jun will just back home. The Counter-Strike does block the passive. Bin is pretty healthy right now, actually. If they want to dive, though. And now, jumping forward, Doran will flash successfully the Shattering Strike into the crash down, and Doran secures the kill onto Bin with a bit of help from his friends and a flash. And Peanut. Incredible play right there. And now, I mean, Gen.G are in just such a great spot. They have a lead in top lane. They have a lead in bot lane minus the CS. It actually might be closer to even. And now, I mean, besides CS, yeah, that's tough. The CS is pretty tough. And Bin just coming back to his wave. It's in. Ooh, a drop spot. Never mind. It's going to be a plating over to BLG, but Gen.G. Ophelio's able to just clear out waves so fast. Shockwave out, but I think that was just to try and force advantage to Yagao so he can leave. Very well planned there by Yagao, actually, if he does just use that to rotate to Herald. Delight. And now Peanut coming in from behind. The crash down lands onto nobody, and it's only going to land onto On, but who gets out with the force of the Fate's Call? And Elk had a flash away, and now Gen.G just continue to expand that. I mean, expand their advantages into cooldown advantages, and now Doron again fighting Bin. Going to get hit by the sweet spot. I believe all three of them. Doron going to get the level up, but he's just got to back up off of that. And now Jun here, able to chase if he wants. Doron, no flash available, no Grandmaster at Arms available, but just leaves. And now Jun setting up, I mean, not even a proxy. This is just killing the wave. And recalling outside the bush, not bad. Chovy's here to answer in case of any shenanigans going on, but Jun just recalls with the empowered, with the Herald empowerment, or whatever it's called. I didn't want to say the Herald recall, because that's stupid. Chovy forces the flash out with the Emperor's Divide. Good reaction speeds from Yagao. Peanut in a terrible position here. No crash down. He needs to mount up. Going to land the Shattering Strike, and now the mount up is used. Can get out. Jun does commit, though. Delight with a good swallow. Delight goes solo. A nice shield, but Peanut and Elk has so much attack speed. Now a nice handshake to drag Peanut back into the fray, and Jun secures the kill with a flag and drag auto. And BLG find a play on the other side of the map. They punish Peanut for overextending, and now Elk has a good 700 gold lead in the jungle, or over Peanut. And they see this, and they immediately know, or well, Peanut just is overextended, pays, tries to threaten, but just really can't. Berserk doesn't really save him, pays, just doesn't have the ability to do damage. You see those guns, red, purple, not the guns you want when you're in a fight. And now, just Pain and BLG answer beautifully to actually take the gold lead back by about 700. The platings will be nice. I believe it's only over to Jun, however, because, well, Yagao is in base. But you see this bot lane. The CS lead is pretty good. The CS lead is pretty good for Elk. I don't know if it's about even, though, because of those two kills. And there's a pause coming through. Interesting. I mean, you see the gold diff there for like 2 seconds. It's about 1,000 in favor of BLG. They are in such an advantageous, fancy words, advantageous position here because they're playing insanely proactively. They keep finding angles to make plays. I mean, Gen.G also do. It was a great play up top lane from Peanut and Peanut and Doron on to Bin to catch him out and force his flash. That was pretty useful. And then finding it, or gaining the flash advantage with Chovy just going in and throwing a shuffle out. Just throwing out the Emperor's Divide in exchange for Yagao's flash because the CD is like half of a flash. It's just that. It's just what Gen.G have been doing. But BLG have been finding the plays themselves, like catching Peanut out in the middle of no man's land. So both of these teams playing insanely proactively, but also very good at reactive play if they so choose. It does feel like Gen.G have been able to get themselves out of more bad situations than BLG have been able to get out of their good situations by a little bit. Gen.G finding a kill out of that early... Oops, I keep hitting my goddamn boom. Gen.G finding a kill onto Pays on that early play, or on the early dive, was pretty tough for BLG to be able to trade that back. Because, again, that's going on to Elk. I love Elk. Or not Elk. Sorry. I love... Oh, I can't remember everything. Sometimes my brain hurts. I love Jun, and I love the Jarvan, but getting 2 kills onto your jungle instead of your ADC, your hyper carry, does feel bad. And so, would be nice to get that onto somebody else, but is what it is. You got to get your kills the way you can. And it just does feel like Bin is getting a bit of a gap in the top lane right now. Just Doran's been finding more of the angles to fight freely and burn ultimates, really. Because Doran's not going to give a damn if his ulti's down, but Bin really does care if his ulti is down. His ulti is so much. It's just free movement speed, free damage, extra healing as well. Actually, is it? Yeah. So, it does matter a lot more for Bin to have his ultimate available than it is for Doran to have his ultimate. But I guess it all does come down to, when are we going to start team fighting? We didn't fight over the Herald. We didn't fight over the first Dragon. So when are the team fights going to come through? Because that's where BLG is going to want to take their lead. Because BLG, as well as the most of the LPL, are pretty good at team fighting. They love doing it. It's their favorite thing in the world. They love just beating people up. Hold on. Just looking at something. I'm just looking at 2 different things. And we are back, actually, while I was reading. And farm. Yeah, this CS lead is pretty big for Elk, but those 2 kills, again, not having those kills from, the 2 massive bot plays is going to bite, because now Pays still has a pretty good chance of being, or not even being, but I think actually is in the gold lead right now, despite being 15 CS back because of those 2 kills. And now Bin just going to land the combo onto Doran. Doran going into the Grandmaster at Arms, but Bin might have found his fight here, but forcing the flash out in exchange for a trade of ultimates pretty much is always good. And that is where Bin needs to find his advantages, because now Doran is flashless. Jun is coming up, but he's going to walk through the vision. Peanuts off vision entirely. They can catch him out. Now Jun spotted, Peanut spotted, and it's just going to be a complete wave clear for Doran here. Elk throws in the Fate's Call. On is in there. Delight does the devouring. And Pays gets the root onto Elk, and the Moonlight Vigil comes out. No hostile takeover used from On. And just an ulti trade is the result. BLG should actually be able to push us just because they have 2 members here. So it's going to be pretty tough for Pays to... Sorry. Just being literally undermanned here. It's going to be pretty tough for Pays to contest BLG if they do push all in. And again, Peanut off vision comes in after the divide, lands the shattering strike with a flash, and now the crash down comes through. The shockwave will drag Peanut away. Not Peanut. Will drag Chovy away, but Chovy comes back in not the shifting sands. The soldiers arise, secure the kill. Meanwhile, Jun dunks on Doron and secures his third kill. Sorry, his third kill of the game as Bin just sets that up and Jun steals it again. It was Conquering Sands. Damn it. And now, I believe Delight knows where they are. I think Elk knows. Yeah. And they're just, yep, rotate everybody down. Drake is up in 1:50, so no one cares. Bin going to secure first turret here. Where the hell is Doron? Okay, what happens here? Oh, Bin just... Doron just goes in and gets found. No flash available. Like, now Doron is actually pretty close to gaining a lead here. Because of that takedown and having a massive CS lead up here, actually, is really huge. And, yep, there it is. 1,000 ahead. But that bot lane. And we see it. Elk has a huge CS lead. And despite that, still is behind gold because 2 kills is a lot. That's 600 gold because no one died. Or no one had any deaths by that point, really. So... that's a lot of money just going over to Pace for free. Teleport coming in from Chovy. Bin off vision, but now he's spotted out. And Peanut just walking forwards. The crash down. Jun, the bailout actually lands onto a ton. A nice shockwave drags everybody in, and Elk's going to secure his first kill. Doron's getting chased down by Bin, and the World Ender will be extended. There it is. Bin continuing the chase. Delight will be able to slow him down for the time being. Will he be able to run on to Chovy? The flash force. Delight gets out of there, and BLG win the team fight in dominating fashion. Elk coming in. Flash out. Chovy goes for another shuffle and a massive read there by a BLG member with flash. The reaction speeds are crazy. The Herald's taken. And this is going to be really hostile takeover into a massive combo from Orianna and Jarvan. And that's exactly something I pointed out, actually, is that Yagao and Jun are going to be working so well together. And this chains switching targets from Chovy onto Chovy from Delight. Great play. Even though Delight was definitely the easier target to hit, Chovy's the more valuable target to have no flash on. And they're just going to take their third dragon. BLG are in full control of the objectives this game. Gen.G haven't gotten an inch in anything. And now they're pushing down the turrets. They have the Herald available if they want to put this bot lane. Did Herald die before that? No, someone took it. Who the hell took it? It had to be. Where did they drop? Where is... Herald's not real. Because Herald dying only shows up in chat, so we can't see it. We actually can't see it, because it doesn't show up in a big... it doesn't have an announcement. It's just a chat. It's just a text message in chat. That's it. It's crazy. 2 words simultaneously happening. That's great. And now Elk and Pays finishing up those first items. Pays closing the CS deficit. So now he's actually pretty even. I'm pretty sure he actually does have a lead in bot lane again. I don't think he's dropped it, so shouldn't. Here to steal. Successfully steals as well. And now, oh, this is it. Chovy. Chovy, massive lead here. Just an absolutely massive lead, but in exchange, Jun, massive lead in this jungle, and Ben, massive CS lead in top as he just takes a full lead now. An even bigger lead after killing off Doran himself. It's going to be really difficult for... I think Gen.G actually are still at a fine spot. Even with top lane being behind, that's really it. They're still in an incredible spot. What the heck? Sure. No clue. And they're just gonna, clear out this vision. 2 minutes, 40 seconds, but a minute on the Baron. And that's maybe going to be more important because BLG either gonna want to take it or just not let Gen.G get it. The only goal is to not let Gen.G fight for it. Jun just goes onto the Krugs. And they spot out Jun. Good ward there in the bot brush, in the Krug brush, really. And I believe we are seeing the Infinity Edge from Pays here. Bin can just kind of bully Chovy off with that 1 Q, and then just Chovy can immediately regain control because he has soldiers at his side. And now on, rotating up. There's no vision down here for Gen.G, but they're just backing up anyways. So it's whatever. On's going to walk forward and get some wards. And you see the win probability. I still don't trust win probability. I don't think it's that great. I don't think it works as well in League of Legends, which I've explained during the play-ins, I believe. But still, it can work. And it's still a good identifier for what the game state looks like, but besides that, I don't think it's worth that much goal or worth that much value. But it's whatever. But now BLG, it's the thing that win probability does tell you is that BLG is very much ahead of Gen.G at the moment. Even if I don't think there's a measurable percentage chance of winning, Gen.G are very much behind here. So that much is true. And now they know. Now they know Delight was rotating up and he's just going to dip. Peanut. They spot out your boy. And Jun will back for the Shojin. That doesn't hit the Baron, but Elk hits the Baron. And Peanut doesn't care. Peanut's just gonna, heal up and teleport coming in from Chovy. And here comes the fight. Here comes the pain. Jun 2 levels up on Peanut now, though. And that level 2 Cataclysm is a lot more valuable than a level 1 Magnet Storm. Mostly because damage. Peanut rotate, they're just walking around. Yao playing bodyguard here. Elk is just gonna take this dragon. Elk is just going to go claim soul. They can't do anything to stop him at this point. He has so much attack speed available to him. But he has no healing. So if Gen.G actually pushes up successfully, they can go fight. The crashdown's not going to land onto anybody, though. This is critical from Peanut to whiff. And now it's Drake's soul. They couldn't even force a fight with that advantage. Gen.G have no angles here. They have no crash down Magnet Storm. Now Doran trying to get this thing going, but he's just going to get jumped on and forced to go golden. A nice ulti from Elk Pays. A nice divide to get everyone out the box, but an insane shockwave finds 2 of Gen.G's members, and BLG are going to walk to the Baron. Why did I say it like that? 2. They're going to walk to Baron, and they can just take it for free. There is no Doran, no Delight. There is minimal engage. They don't even have the threat of a Magnet Storm or a Shuffle. Gen.G have no power here. And now BLG show Gen.G why China is the home of team fighting. Because they just make them force it. They make them force, and then when Gen.G want to get moving, nice Moonlight Vigil, they get hit by the bailout. They get hit by the Cataclysm, and a massive Shockwave. Chovy does get to live a good Devour by Delight to keep his mid laner alive, but that's a consolation prize more than it is anything else. So, BLG continue to find advantages in this game. And now you see almost 50 CS lead for Bin in exchange for almost 30 CS lead for Chovy. It's just I don't see BLG really worrying, or I don't see that 30 CS lead coming through anywhere compared to this 40 CS lead, which is an entire half item for Bin that is the Sterix. Oh my goodness, On took a quarter of his health and damage. And now Jun. Ooh, the jukes from Elk with that martial poise. Jun kills a ward. Now they know that there's two there, but doesn't really make a difference. They can't really do much about it anyways. And now they know Jun's here because of the control ward. Jun's just going to kill it off. Peanut gets dragged into two members, the two damaging members of BLG. They're going to chunk him a little bit. And now Bin and Doran are staring each other down. But Bin's just going to keep pushing this wave, and he doesn't care. And it's going to be a tier 2 for BLG taken down now. Meanwhile, oh boy, the BLG bot push is not going super high. Gen.G are just answering it. Chovy is here to stop anything. The Shockwave only catches minions, and now BLG might just have to back up. Just not really working. Bin is just staring at Doran and Peanut. Now Jun is here to back up his top laner just to dissuade any engage, and now it's on to the tier 3. Bin is so much more successful than the rest of his team because he has to just fight Doran, who can't clear waves as easily as the rest. And now the hostile takeover is out. It's juked by Pays. The Gravitum gun will only get a Moonlight Vigil on. And so BLG just able to walk away. Oops. There. The Baron buff is gone. And Gen.G handled it pretty well. It was pretty much just that mid-tier 1 or tier 2 and half a mid-tier 3. So Bin was way more successful because he just was able to draw less pressure from the member who can't wave clear. And so you gotta just keep moving this ball up, and there it is. All 5 members here. They have the health bars, double shields onto Bin to ensure that they can get this tier 2, and that's going to end this big push from BLG. You see the gold's pretty even, except for in that top lane and in the jungle. It is wildly diffed, and now they're just going to try and push anything. Runon's finished for Elk, half an item ahead. He's going to be able to get a lot more spears thrown at people, a lot more executes, a lot more Ren damage with that Runon's. Of course, and move speed and attack speed, which is always what you want from your ADC. And now Drake, or Elder, not even just Drake, Elder up in 40 seconds. BLG looking to get the position, the push to take it clean. Gen.G, 7,000 gold behind. It's been a while since the gold lead's even been brought up. And you look at the total gold, and you look at where Doran is, 4,000 behind Bin. That is so massive. And Jun just going to walk at Peanut here. And now a double airborne. Peanut's not going to be stuck inside, but a flash force out of Peanut is so big for BLG. The Moonlight Vigil is out. It gets a lot of damage, but it's only really onto On. The rest of the members can just walk away, no problem. Bin going to just drift away. Use that Umbral Dash to get out of dodge. A nice combo. A good shockwave onto Chovy to half health him. And Doron just can't get involved here. Hostile takeover hits on to 5. And it's so much damage. It's already a double kill going on for Bin. The Elder is secured. Pays is running. It's a kill for Yagao. The teleport coming into bot lane now. They're looking to push everywhere. Doron is just running away through mid. Meanwhile, the rest of BLG pushing in bot. And it's going to be the job of Bin to stop Doron from escaping. Oh. And the chain, the flash WQ is more than enough for Doron to die to the Elder buff. And I think it is finally over. BLG are pushing forwards. Maybe not. Chovy's up in 9. There's a chance they have something. Bin coming in, though, with that GA. He's going to be impossible to kill. You got to do it 1.5 times. So much damage coming in onto the turrets. Are they just going to go for the end? They will. Chovy gets the chains onto him. A lot of damage. The flag and drag will land, but the eat comes through. On secures his first kill of the series. Elk gets only his second of the game, and BLG destroy Gen.G in Game 1 to hand the Korean champions their first loss of the World Championships. And what a game it was from the Chinese 2 seed. They showed fight. I said they were in a weird spot, entering the pause and then exiting the pause. They came out swinging. They didn't talk at all during the pause because you can't talk about the game during the pause. It's against the rules, obviously. But, I mean, entering and exiting pause for BLG were completely different teams. Entering pause, they were kind of They were looking kind of lukewarm. And then exiting the pause, they were the BLG we were expecting entering summer playoffs. The BLG that led LPL, that was the LPL 1 seed at one point, or was the LPL 1 seed entering playoffs. And so for Gen.G, you gotta figure out what you gotta do. You just suffered your first loss of the tournament. You weren't really expecting to struggle against BLG. That was a punch in the mouth, but they're a team that's beaten you before. They've proven they can do it. So you gotta come back from the drawing board, from the short break, and go, what are we gonna do to knock this team back to 3 straight, or knock this team out with 3 straight wins. Jesus Christ. And the 3-0 is probably not going to happen, but who knows? Maybe they do beat Gen.G, but for BLG, it's see what you can do to keep the good times rolling, and for Gen.G, it's see what you can do when you come back for Game 2 to tie this series up. And we are back for Game 2 of the second quarterfinal set between Gen.G and BLG. And shockingly, Gen.G trail 1-0, which is not something I was expecting. I thought Gen.G were going to be able to take the series pretty clean. They looked like they evolved from their MSI forms, but clearly something needs to change. Meanwhile, BLG, after going 3-2, are coming in hot off a 2-0, and they came to play as they take Game 1 off of the very strong-looking #1 Korean seed. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. I thought, again, this is going to be tough. But the one thing I remember is to never, ever consider it a sweep until it's a 3-0 officially. And Gen.G pick the red side. They want to get the counter pick here. And so, I mean, they got the crowd at their back. I fully believe Gen.G went back to the drawing boards and said, we got this. This will be no problem for us. And you see the Rakan band away again, the Silas band away. But now the Jax taken away. They don't want to give over the Jax to Bin, just in case it seems Gen.G want to go for that top lane counter pick. Poppy taken away from Peanut. Nico already banned away from Yagao, even though Chovy's very capable of playing it. Nico has proven to be just such a dangerous champion at this World Championships with that ability to transform, that ability to lock down so much, or to secure so much lockdown with that ultimate. With Tangle Barbs, Plop Blossom, that sounds gross. Pop Blossom and Elk didn't really do much on the Kalista, but didn't need to, as Jun became the carry, or came the carry with Bin, and there it is. The Jarvan locked in again for Jun, this time as a first pick instead of as the counter. And what are Gen.G going to do here? Because, I mean, there were things that worked. They were working. Pays on the Aphelios was working. It's just they weren't able to do anything to transition that lead because of how strong that Aatrox was, how strong the Jarvan was in that mid to late game. Just couldn't find an angle to get Pays anything, to get him any space, to get him any damage in fights. And it's going to be the Maokai locked in for Peanut here. They want a more consistent heavy engage for Peanut, especially considering towards the end of the game he was just missing his crash downs. So it's going to be a different angle for BLG, or for Gen.G, and BLG will be able to get the Rumble. They will retake that Orianna, which works so well for them with the Jarvan. This is such a good comp. I mean, this is just the classic, like, Season 1, Season 2 combo, Rumble, Orianna, Jarvan. You put them in the Cataclysm, you shockwave them all into there, and then you throw the, not collateral damage, god damn it, the equalizer on top of it all, and it's over for the enemy team. Whoever's in there gets melted. If the Cataclysm Shockwave didn't kill you, the equalizer definitely will. And it's going to be the Aatrox locked in into Bin's Rumble, and Jinx taken away. Elk has, actually, I believe, has played a game of Jinx this tournament, which is very interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of Jinx at this tournament. This is pre-patch Jinx, that's why. It was pre-patch, so the current state of Jinx is insanely strong comparatively. So it's just like, yeah, it's pain. Ashe taken away. They're really thinking Elk's going to go off here and cook. Zaya's available. That is true. Not used to Zaya being available. I'm looking around for one thing. Yeah, this is BLG's first Worlds. Has to be. And Chovy back onto the Azir. It's a party. And is it going to be the Zaya for Elk? It would make sense here. I do, yeah, I like the angle. I just do like that angle a lot. I'm a big fan. And Renata. Ooh. And Delight. We're going to see like our 4th Milio in 2 days. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I'm looking around on Wikipedia. And I like BLG's draft again. I'm sorry, I hit the crap out of my mic. I'm not the biggest fan of Gen.G's draft. I think it's still pretty solid. Both of these teams obviously aren't North American, so they can draft pretty well, and they have actual answers for what they want to do in draft. They don't just draft things they like. So this is, I mean, it's anyone's game still. I believe it's anyone's game. It could really come down to anything. I think BLG still have the better team fight, but with the pick potential, Gen.G have insane engage and insane pick potential. Just because they have drafted the way they have, obviously. Aatrox, they did not get Jarvan. I was thinking Maokai with great lockdown. Azir, Maokai, and Aatrox are all really good for finding and catching players out of position. So, tough. It's just what it is. That's just the way it is. What am I thinking of? Piss. I can say Bilibili hasn't been to any World Championships. I already know this, and we're going to get into game 2. Gen.G, BLG. Sorry, I was really trying to see if BLG made World. I know BLG haven't made an international before MSI 2023 because BLG were famously bought. Also, I think they were Vici Gaming, if I'm not wrong. And Delight in a bit of a pickle here, but it's going to be Yagao that gets it turned back onto him. And ouch. And the crowd is literally losing their minds. Or no. Who the hell became Bilibili Gaming? Crap. Oh, they were I May so long ago. Damn. There you go. So they technically have. I may have made a world championship. But whatever. But Doran, in kind of a tough matchup here, Bin will have some advantage as long as he can dot. I mean, it's really, again, as I said yesterday, every time Aatrox is popping off, or you are stuck against an Aatrox, how well can you dance? That's pretty much going to be the determining factor of if you survive an Aatrox engage or not. Is how well can you dance? Now, BLG in such a strong position. I think they are. I think they continue to be in a strong position in both the match and in this game. I like their comp. Has good goals. Has everything in mind. They're going to spot up Peanut here. That's unrelated to anything. But I like their engage still. I like their team fight damage. And also their team fight proficiency is just crazy. So this will be great. Yagao going to eat some damage. Chovy jukes, that is the thing. Gen.G just have the skill, even though BLG, very talented. Yes, the triple split from LCS returns. I love this camera angle. Yes, triple split. Woo! I think this was actually, I do believe it was first used in LCS 2020 or 2021. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm full of shit, but this is a very NA thing, if I remember. And BLG, yeah, with that Zaya going to be able to overpush really hard. No blade caller, though, for Elk. That could have been huge. And now Peanut coming in from behind. If they can't run, Ghost already burned on Elk, but On is in such a bad position. The flash follow with the twisted advance. And there's going to be the first blood, possibly. But Peanut is going to secure it. On is going to be able to live just because of the bailout flashing over the wall. Delight. Is it going to survive? The twin feathers of Elk secure the double kill in a chaotic mess of a fight. And what a bailout from On to keep himself alive, to delay the first blood long enough for Elk to secure the kill. On to Peanut, actually. And now a dive coming in on the other side. Doran will fall. Bin forced to flash away. But Jun able to just escape here. Peanut doesn't have the ability to chase as hard as he did. And there's no rotations coming through. Doran still just has to teleport back in from base. Bin going to take his base as well. And now BLG 3-1 in kills. Almost 2,000 gold ahead. We're only 4.5 minutes in. Oh my goodness. This is chaos, and BLG are showing their complete knowledge of this game. I mean, this starts with getting onto On. They jump in. On throws the bailout onto himself. Pulls Peanut back. And that is such a big deal. And then the minions. He's able to see Delight. He walks out. Aww. And there's the referee making sure nothing sketch is happening. Hello, referee. I believe. Or a really depressed BLG fan. A really depressed member of BLG. And look at the damage from Elk already. Able to dish out so much with just level 4 Xayah. Going to be able to smite it away. Jun stalling for time. There's no flash on Peanut. And they're going to jump right onto the jungler of Gen.G. And it's going to be Elk already on a killing spree. We're only 5 minutes in pace. You got to live, buddy. You got a ways to go. And there's going to be no flash follow. Chovy follows over the wall, though. But there's no burn. He doesn't have the Leandries. Doesn't have Ignite. And Jun on a tick of health survives. And now it's just even more. There's just more advantage going over now to BLG. They get Chovy. Oh my. Ah. They get Chovy's flash. They get Paze's flash. They kill Peanut for not having his flash. It is insane for BLG right now. They are destroying Gen.G in an unexpected way. Chovy gets caught out. He has no flash, so Yagao's just going to use that to chunk him down. And now, Gen.G already looking for answers in a game that shouldn't be this far apart, but 2,600 gold. I was going to say 700, but it flipped back really quick. 2,600 gold behind already. What on earth are Gen.G going to do? There's plenty of time to flip the game, but they need to find the angles because Elk is a menace. He already is Kraken Slayer. He is Kraken Slayer in 7 minutes. Before 7 minutes, really. You have a 3-0 Xayah already. And the game just started. And now BLG, full control of the waves, full control of this game so far. I mean, oh my goodness. It's going to be a miracle. Equalizer down. Doran just has to back up. I mean, these are two teams that have consistently, quotation marks, under-delivered. I mean, BLG under-delivered in LPL Summer. And the root already lands onto Delight. This is so much. Delight has to back up. Jun is here. Peanut's also here, though. So, Jun just going to back up. Elk going to push for turret here. Chovy spotted out, so Bin knows a play is coming. And he's just going to recall instead. And a nice combo. The Blade Caller doesn't land. Kind of pulls the trigger a bit late there, I believe. Or maybe he didn't have it, but I think he didn't pull. I just think he pulled late. And there's no ghost on Paze. When did that happen? And, oh my goodness, look at the CS lead. 26 CS ahead already. 26. There was 26. It's going to be 20 now if he clears this wave successfully. And there it is. 20 CS ahead in 9 minutes for Elk. They already need a miracle. Because Elk is not slowing down this game. You give one of the best ADC or one of the best AD champions over to one of the best AD players in the world, and you got yourself a spicy uphill battle there. Oh my goodness. Flash for flash, and now the Nature's Grasp is down. Is this the angle for Gen.G? Nice equalizer. Jun is here, though. Jun going to be able to flip the fight. Bin going to secure the first kill. The Cataclysm. Peanut doesn't have the damage, and Bin lives a 2v1 with the help of his jungler. Oh my goodness. And now 2 kills onto this Rumble. It is a mountain of work you got ahead of yourselves, Gen.G. It's a smackdown in the top. I mean, it's a smackdown everywhere right now except for mid. Oh my god, 1,600 ahead already. Doran already 1,000 gold behind. It is impossible for Gen.G. They cannot find anything. And now Elk going to run at Chovy. And they're going to go for a dive. This turret is going to fall at 12 minutes. Yagao spots out, pays, won't be able to get caught out here. Yagao going to get a nice shockwave, pays, going to pay it back though. The whole turret is gone in the bot lane now. Gen.G, Bin possibly gets caught out here. Nice shuffle onto Bin. This could be a huge shutdown. It will be a massive shutdown for whoever secures this kill. I think you're going to give it over to Chovy. You will not. Doran gets a huge shutdown kill, and maybe this is an angle. Maybe. Just, you take what you can, but you're still 22 CS behind. You're still a ton of gold behind. Just what on earth do you do if you're Gen.G? Jun maybe gets caught out here, but he's fine. And another plating over. This is going to be the Herald going down as well. Are BLG looking for a dive? No. Oh boy. The lead hasn't extended if you are in the bot lane at least. Bare minimum. $5,600 gold behind at 13 minutes. This looks like... I mean, this does look like Gen.G versus Gam all over again. But at least Gam put up more of a fight in their game. But, I mean, what is Gen.G going to look for here? They really need the ultimate fight. They need to find the ultimate engage from Chovy and Peanut and allow Pays to pick up a Penta here. Like, that is really the only angle. Or find a massive shutdown onto Elk. And I don't see it happening with how BLG are just defending him. BLG are just playing this so well. And now Chovy gets cataclysmed. Flash out as well. Just pain. And this should just be smited, if even. Yeah. Peanut smites successfully. And Elk, even though he's massively ahead, still respecting Pays. He is the Aphelios, able to do so much damage if you are careless. If you're careless around Aphelios, he will still be able to do so much damage. And oh my God, that is terrifying. I mean, that is terrifying to stare down. The vigil's only going to land onto on. What a good block there. To deny extra damage onto Elk. It's just BLG are in such a good... They just are in such control here. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. I wasn't expecting them to get this massive lead in bot lane out of nowhere. But they did. Oh. They know Peanut's up in top lane. The other Herald, secured by Jun. Gen.G grasping at straws for any lick of anything. Doran. I'm genuinely speechless. I'm still not. Doran, while timing someone's flash, flashes himself. It seems he was timing. Or maybe he thought he could pick somebody. He really thought he could pick off Elk there. But I don't think it would have happened even if that had gone as planned. Elk has ulti available. Elk has flash, ulti, and ghost. He's only used those offensively. He's almost exclusively used all of his abilities offensively this game. Because he hasn't needed to use them defensively. The Jun caught out. Going to be able to get the Cataclysm, the Demacian Standard, going to let the teleport come in, and there is the berserking of Gen.G Doran. No flash available. Shockwave on the flash Q from Yagao, and Jun secures his second. And now it is running time. 7,500 ahead now for BLG. Just anything. They threw the kitchen sink at Jun for overextending, and the sink broke on the floor. Just what are Gen.G going to do? They've looked for every possible angle. This is a good catch out onto Jun. And they can't get anything out of it still. The hostile takeover just they throw everything and still can't find a kill. It's painful. Chovy didn't have divide. I mean, he's already at 2 items, 200 CS. I mean, I know Gen.G can fight it. I just don't think they're capable of doing it. I don't think they will. Peanut has possibly found something here. They're going to jump onto on. No one's going to get hit by the hostile takeover. Maybe they found the angle. But Doron gets immediately hit by the Blade Caller. He's going to have to run. And the Blade Caller part 2. And now Delight just gets flashed on the Featherstorm. Comes out onto Paze. It's a triple kill for Elk immediately. Elk punishes Gen.G. And another Hail Mary from Gen.G falls unanswered. And now it seems insurmountable. 20 minutes, 10,000 gold behind. What the hell is going on? Oh my goodness. I just am in awe. Just nothing can be done. The Korean faithful are silent. They are stunned by BLG's domination through 2 games. And there's just... I don't think there's a single thing Paze could have done this game. Because now everybody on BLG, double items available. It is pain for Gen.G to do anything. They can't check. They can't walk forwards. They can just farm. They can't fight. They can't face check. They can't really go anywhere. They walk too far forwards, they'll despawn. They can simply farm. Ulti not going to land onto anybody. Chovy doesn't even land it onto Yagao. Doesn't even force the flash out. Meanwhile, Yagao flashing out, trying to catch out Chovy. He's 4 levels up on Peanut. He's 2 levels up on Chovy. Church is out of session very clearly. Paze's health bar is disappearing at the hands of the equalizer. And the first Nexus turret will fall at 22:42. And Paze is just going to get jumped on. The breath of life will keep him alive for the time being. Bin immediately goes golden. Jun just tanking up the turret. Bin will fall. The first kill over to Chovy now. Is this the angle? Everyone's going solo. Elk immediately going its ulti though. Jun goes on a rampage. He's still almost full health. He's tanking turret shot after turret shot. He's almost full health. And now the flash out from Paze to avoid the shockwave. They're trying to do anything they can. BLG are just going to push forwards and take out a Nexus turret and almost another one entirely. They do give over Bin, but in exchange for what? Your entire base almost? And you see Paze barely survives an incredible breath of life. Paze doesn't really have the ability to go forwards there any further. And then here comes Yagao. They trade away Bin, and then Yagao replaces him. Good ulti from Paze, though. But Chovy just drops dead. And BLG are just okay with just doing this. And teleport out. Will get out with his life, teleporting back to the Nexus turrets. In 12,000, almost 13. And, oh, farm this top wave, 13,000 gold ahead. I believe our largest is 14. Just trolling them. And BLG, once again, are just going to march in as they are 14,000-ish ahead now. And I thought Gen.G went back to the drawing boards, but instead they went and drew up the plan to give over 4 of the strongest champions at the tournament. Interesting strategies. Xayah, Jarvan, Rumble, and Orianna all just handed over. No contest. It was all first rotation. 3 of these were first rotation. The other one was a second rotation Xayah Renata lock-in. Why would you do this? And BLG, 58 seconds till Baron. They could just stand there. They don't even need to worry about engages. There's so little damage coming through from most of Gen.G that they could just not even worry. And the items, only half items coming through for the time being. Meanwhile, the Blighting Jewel's still going to be scary, though. No Mythic for Chovy. Opting to go for the Nashor's Rush into the Void Staff. Oh my goodness. Elk already looking at that LDR, is ready to just throw down. And Bin starting up this Baron. And Peanut isn't even going to get it. Isn't even going to try. Just doesn't. And now it's Baron for BLG. Yagao backs with teleport available. The supers are nuking the base. The whole wave, though, is partying. And now, tier 3 in mid falls. The inhibitor will fall there as well. 10 seconds on the bot inhib at least, so no more supers from bot lane. But now, Sun Disc available. I don't think the Sun Disc stops the Nexus from being taken. Elk will be hit by the Moonlight Vigil. And that's almost no damage. Doran goes low. The World Ender forced out. Nature's Grasp will force out the Featherstorm. But that's not going to mean anything as the final Nexus turret will fall. The Nexus is exposed. The Cataclysm combo on to Chovy. And it's going to be 1 kill. Are they even going to be able to get any more? They're looking for 2. They'll take another on to Doran as they take the next, as they take a 2-0 lead. And now BLG are on the verge of eliminating the LCK champions from the World Championship somehow. How is this happening, Gen.G? You were supposed to be, this was supposed to be your year. An incredible rookie ADC. Peanut having the season of a lifetime. Chovy maybe having the best season of his career. And you can't do it. You can't do it. It hasn't even been competitive, really. Like, oh my goodness. They're just kind of steamrolling them. I don't know. If I'm Gen.G, I feel like I just don't give over 4 of the strongest champions, 3 of them in first rotation. That's really it. That's my plan for Gen.G. If I'm Gen.G's coach, I say, can we not give over Orianna, Jarvan, and Rumble all in first rotation? Easy. Game 3. Will Gen.G even take a game in this series? And we are back. It's 2-0 Bilibili Gaming, which is not a sentence anyone thought we would be saying when this series started, and now into the draft of potentially what could be the end of a very interesting series, as Gen.G have not looked interested. And there's the Xayah banned away. They did something at least. They started by banning out something. And Rumble taken away. They don't want Doran to come and flip it back on them. And do they take the Orianna or Azir? I get that they took the Azir, but you can't just keep giving over Orianna, Jarvan every game. It's just not an acceptable strategy. You can't keep doing it. Because eventually, BLG are just going to run it over. Like, they're just going to run you down with it. Because that's what they've been doing. Repeatedly. And Maokai taken for Peanut. Gen.G need to show something in this series. Because this is insane. They'll take the Jarvan. And just Orianna. Yep. Why am I not shocked at all? And what? And it's going to be Aatrox. And Chovy gets Yone anyways. Just anything. Just give us anything, Gen.G. Come on. And it's going to be the first Renekton of the series if Bin does go through with this. Interesting. 3-2, the Gen.G Copium. And, yep, that's it. Okay. It will be. BLG's Bin onto the Renekton. Zeri taken away from Pays now. AFL taken away from Elk. Even though Pays has been playing it exclusively. Oh my god. Draven banned away. And Kalista taken away from Elk. And it's going to be the Caitlyn. We've seen Caitlyn with 2 different champions so far. Don't think we're going to see it with another. It's going to be Kai'Sa for Pays. Going back to the Kai'Sa. We haven't seen Kai'Sa in a little bit. It's been a couple games. Teams have been moving over to Kalista, Aphelios, Zeri, Xayah pretty much. Oops. I did not want to do that. I'm sorry for your ears. And Nautilus taken. And on with the Braum. I'm not intrigued by this Caitlyn Braum lane. I think Caitlyn Braum is not very good. Specifically, as a combo. But they can play it. I mean, Gen.G are going on their own beat now. They're beating to their own drum. Into the Renekton, I think Doran should be having a better time at least. I don't know if it's going to be a good time, but it's going to be a better time. Better is the best we got, I guess. Just the hope is running thin. Running very thin, Gen.G will have to have a miracle run to even make it out of this series alive. As BLG are just kind of in control here and should be fully confident coming into this game. I don't know, but Gen.G with the Yone, with the Kai'Sa and the Nautilus now, they've called a different style. They're calling for a different style of game. They want to go in. They don't want to just sit there and waste Tom Kench's win percentage as we get into potentially the final game of the series. 2-0 BLG. Gen.G. Maybe Chovy getting a different champion is the answer. Maybe. Who knows? Just Gen.G have not shown much internationally in so long. I don't have faith in them. I don't have faith. I'm just at a loss of words. I'm also insanely tired. And kind of want to play Aphelios. But we will make it through the series before that. Just been being annoying. Actually, if he gets too close, though, good. I was going to say, if he gets too close, he might be biting off a bit more than he should be chewing. I need a pop-off game from Paze. I need a pop-off game from Chovy. Like, that's really it. I think that's kind of what the series is going to come down to, is Chovy needs a pop-off game, and we've seen pop-off from Elk. We've seen pop-off from Yagao. I need to see... I mean, we've seen pop-off from freaking Jun and Bin. And Chovy just getting bullied early? Yeah, that's the matchup. Is Chovy low? Yes. Is he... I mean, is there anything he can do about it? Probably not. He's playing Yone into Orianna. He's sacking the early lane as is normal for Yone to do against range matchups. Sack the early lane so you can try and just farm, and as long as you don't die, you should be in a good spot later. Now, they're not going to spot out Jun here. Peanut just spots out Jun. And he's going to back up. Saw the potential rotations. And he's going to come back for it. And now On is on the way. Chovy trying to get Yagao. Sees he has no mana. Wants to get some trade. And smited by Jun. They've stolen away the red buff early. And now it's a slight lead on the side of BLG. Don't think it's anything massive. But getting that red buff, getting that XP and gold away from Peanut is going to be nice. Chovy should be able to clear this wave clean. But he's actually smart and holds it. Peanut just gonna, take that chance to get out and reset. Go bot side, he gives it over. He's fine. On in a terrible position right now, but a good shield to block most of the damage. And Chovy, triple dagger. Very Yasuo build. And nothing really happening here. Again, both of these teams just in a iffy spot. Chovy going to be able to trade there pretty hard. Yagao gets a good chunk of damage in return, even through the shield, which is kind of crazy. It's just a patience kind of thing. Never mind. It's just a waiting game for now. And now Chovy able to just get out. Chovy using the Fate Seal to get the hell out of Dodge. Saw Jun coming up and is like, there's a Shockwave Flag and Drag coming for me. I'm just going to do this. Just going to not deal with that. Going to leave, and the smart choice. And Jun has found the dragon. And will just be able to solo this. Has the Iron Spike already, so yeah. Now Gen.G going to give up their 8th dragon, 9th dragon now. 9 whole dragons. All of them over to BLG. And now Bin fighting Doron, but Doron's a level up. Nice wave clear from Bin to finish off that entire wave at 1 moment's notice. And Peanut abandons his blue buff to actually go get the crab. If Yao's not careful here, he can get really caught out. Chovy doesn't have ulti, but... Oh, the plan fails. Peanut. Gen.G, blow their own play there. We've seen a few of those this World Championships for multiple teams. And it never gets any less painful to watch. Yao literally got to live. It's just what? Gen.G just don't really seem like they are thinking on the same level. And now Ben. Just slicing up Doron. Peanut's here, though, so Gen.G need to be very... Or not Gen.G. BLG need to be very careful as they will secure this Drake... Or Herald. Oh, my God, not the Drake. Unless there's a massive fight that comes out. I don't think Yagao is even close enough to fight this. And they might have found a fight. Because now BLG are lined up beautifully. Flash away. First blood for Doron. Jun so low. Yagao is here. Doesn't have flash, though. Actually, if they could punish this, the Shockwave is going to secure the kill, but can Chovy find anything? Delight's going to live on 1 health. The Ignite comes out with the Peacemakers, whatever the heck it's called. Elk secures his first kill, secures the kill in the bot lane. And now BLG still find a lead. Still find a lead. Piltover Peacemaker. And now Gen.G get first blood, and they still, once again, do not find the lead. They get the Herald, though. They'll take it. But this was like Gen.G. They did so well here. It would have been nice to get Jun just lives again. Like the second time Jun's lived on 1 health. But so good there from Chovy. I think Chovy... Oh, I know why. I know why they didn't find... Because they thought... Because he flashed close to either, so they didn't know if he went over the wall or into the bush. Very well played by the bot lane of BLG. But Elk, you've caused a bit of a ruckus, and Baze gets his kill back for Delight. Delight gets his revenge on Elk. They've successfully put the gold onto Pays now. And now all of BLG are looking to come down for a party, but it's not going to happen. And now Gen.G are even with BLG. Here comes Jun. Oh, nice block there. And Jun's going to secure the kill to Chovy with the Cataclysm. And a good job by Jun to stop the ulti away. And again, Jun having an incredible game. I mean, having an incredible series, really. And now it's going to be Drake number 10 for BLG. Nature's Grasp is out. Teleport coming in from both top laners now. Neither going to be able to cancel. Aatrox is here first, but is he going to get locked down? He will. Doran has fallen. Pays is running away. The flash out with the Killer Instinct not even available. And now BLG win the fight again. And now BLG are just in full control. There's nothing Gen.G could really do to answer here. They get a plating in mid, but that's about it. Bin just doesn't even question to cancel. And you see Bin thinking about it. Sees Doran doing it. He's just going to sit for the wave, but sees Doran teleporting and knows he has to come in. And good force there by Bin to get the cleanse out. And the flash out from Pays. Very good. Just everything is going so well for BLG. And now the Leandry's finished for Yagao is kind of a big deal. Doran trying to get Bin. Not going to get any catch out, though. And the turret, I mean, so much damage they don't have available yet. Ooh. Elk will just secure that first turret. Not with the plating, sadly. BLG, they're just so far ahead again in this early game. Gen.G need to find an answer. And they will get a Herald at least, so hey, value. And 1,400 gold ahead. Again, this ADC is such a strong lead for Bilibili Gaming. Just I don't know. I'm just lost. I mean, I'm just... It's just on Gen.G. It really is. It's all on Gen.G to prove that they have something here. Delight catches out Jun rotating, really. That's about it. And Bin just waiting out Doron. And Doron just gonna go farm the wave. Boom. Wave is pushing into BLG, actually. Go! Cloud Soul, Korea's favorite. 10 seconds. Gen.G are here for this, actually. They can get this. And they're going to get the Herald. And this might be Gen.G's first Drake. Bin coming in to answer Chovy. They will get it. Smite out too. Gen.G can get this pretty free. Yeah, Bilibili are just going to give it over, and Gen.G will get their first dragon of the game. So Gen.G are fine with this trade. Or BLG are fine with this trade. So are Gen.G, obviously. And now Nature's Grasp lands. Yagao teleports in. And there's nothing here. And so they're just going to come in. Yep. Yagao's going to teleport in. Or Chovy's going to teleport in. Sorry, Yagao already did. Doron just kind of throws teleport out. Bin doesn't have it. So Jun. But with having with all 5 members of BLG here, they are just going to be able to get this turret. So, something. Delight. Going to catch out both Yagao and Jun. So now there's no chance to flash for Yagao, and that's going to be a massive shutdown onto Pays, and everything is coming up Gen.G. And by that I mean they've gotten like 3 consecutive plays that worked, which is not common in this series. And just... and boom, now Gen.G are in a good position still. Down 2,000-ish. They still can contest here. 2,000 is make up. Like, you can make up 2,000. You can't make up, like, 4K. It's really difficult to, at least. I'm still wondering. Gen.G still are working from behind, but it's possible. There's a chance they got something here. And now, what are they going for here? on, gets it found, and now should just be able to walk away there with the help of Elk. This tier 1 will fall. Yeah, they will. There's no doubt about that. But Gen.G are in a really good spot, actually. They're much more capable of walking around and actually knowing where BLG are going to be going compared to the mess that was game 1 and game 2. Or, well, the mess that was game 2. Game 1 was fine. I think Gen.G are still in the game by 20 minutes. At this point, BLG were at their nexus. So, hey, take it. Whoa, that was something I wasn't expecting today. Stride breaker, Yone. It probably works. It's Yone. And Pay's just going to get hit in the face by another ace in the hole. And now 2TV's out to mid. Bin gets caught out a little bit. How much are they going to commit? They are not going to commit too much. They're going to back up. They see Yagao, and he's throwing out some damage. And now they're funneling into Gen.G. This is their chance to get a big fight engage or a big fight win. And that's a ton of damage onto Bin. Bin already forced out. A nice shockwave will find Chovy. Jun. It's going to be a semi fight in the pit. It's going to be secured by Peanut. Pays. Goes out of killing spree. And there's a massive engage onto all of BLG. Peanut finds it. Pays. Will fall to Jun though. Elk is isolated from his team, though, and he's getting juggled, but he's going to be able to survive. But the flash forward triple kill for Doran. Of all people, Doran finally showing off in this series, and now BLG are in danger of actually dying here, and they're going to get aced. Doran is asking Jun, how well can you dance? And Jun escapes, but Gen.G finally find a fight that goes in their favor. It's been so long. Chovy does get found, but then Gen.G are able to re-engage because Peanut hasn't been doing anything. And Pays has ulti still. Most importantly, Doran just able to sit in World Ender for so long. Look at that. Like, he spent almost that entire second half of the fight in World Ender. And it's absolutely the tide turner for Gen.G in this game. And now there's actually an angle where Gen.G keep this series going. 6,000 damage from, almost 6,000 from Elk as well. But 6,000 from Doran is huge. Doran has been, I mean, he was player of the game for Gen.G in their last match, but they're player of the series. And now Doran is the man in this game. 4-1-2, 2 items, coming up on 3 now. Really, the only one who's even matching him is Pays. And Elk. Elk is actually very good at doing it. Elk is 3 items already. He is so strong. But so is Pays, just finishing up the Nash's Tooth now. And BLG are starting the Baron. They've been spotted out. With the Braum, it's going to be very hard to walk. But they just leave the Baron. 7,000 health. That is so much shred in just that amount of time. And now, Gen.G just can't see anything. Gen.G continuing to lose the vision control of the river, but BLG are just going to back up Pays. Is going to farm up this red buff really quick. And On just jumps away, and now Gen.G gained control of the river. They can start doing stuff with that. Pays takes half his health from the ace in the hole. But Gen.G in control for the time being. But they're not going to be able to throw any vision down. Yeah. And now it's just going to be... It's going to be the waiting game. It's really just going to be both teams are waiting until either are fully capable and willing to commit to a fight. Because it's so hard to commit to these fights now. Because now if you commit to a fight, it is the Baron. It's not just the Cloud Dragon and some push. It is the Baron, and part of your base is going to be open. The Random's Omen is out, and that's just going to deny Elk so much. Elk is just going to be so much weaker because of that. That is huge. But I do believe this is a death cap coming through for Pays here. There is... I think that's the first time Pays is actually able to dodge the ultimate, which is hilarious to me. I have no clue how On dodged that. Pasta. Chovy is just in this Drake pit already. You just gotta start it. And now it's spotted out. And now, are they going to be able to go forwards here? BLG in control. They've cut off one angle. They're going to have to wrap around here. Delight gets the ward. Will he be able to get over the wall? But now into the pit. BLG. Gen.G. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a whole fight. Smite secured by Jun. Is there going to be anything happening, though? I don't think we're going to fight here. BLG, Gen.G, no. If you lose this fight, it doesn't matter that you got the third dragon. That's Baron. And basically, yeah, just a Maokai ulti thrown out. They still have depth chart. They have everything. Every other ulti's available. BLG also didn't have ultis. They didn't want to throw anything. And now they know they're on the Baron. It's time for Gen.G to start going forward. Chovy coming in on a different angle. I don't know if they're expecting Chovy to be here, but now they know. But Yagao is just going to be instantly killed. A nice shockwave. Finds two. But Doran goes on a rampage. A nice fate sealed. Elk goes golden. Peanut secures the kill into On, and now Bin being chased by Doran. The shutdown comes through onto Elk for Pays, and BLG fail to fight. Gen.G find their angles, and they're going to get the Baron. They're going to get towers too, as you already see Doran starting to push here. And Gen.G successful in their Baron pursuit. Why did Doran do that? Because he's probably recalling. Exactly. And Gen.G finally look like they are prepared for this series. They look like they're willing to go to play. And this is such a good engage to get Yagao so low and force out the Cataclysm from Jun. And now Elk, because of that, is isolated alone. There's no one to save the AD carry. And so BLG were just able to get walked at. And now, gold difference, 5K for Gen.G. They finally swing the gold lead in their favor for the first time since, I swear, game 1. Chovy's engaged there. Pretty much just secured Yagao's kill. And now Peanut finally finding the engages. He's had some pretty rough ones this series. That Rel game especially was a bit of a crime against humanity. And now Tier 2 falls in the bot lane. It's going to be a 2-lane push for Gen.G. We're only 31 minutes in. There would be no Drake Soul if they finish this successfully. If they successfully finish the job here. But who knows? Maybe BLG find a fight. But it's going to be very hard to do. Chovy just going to keep mid lane pushed. On good blocking there, but they're just going to keep these minions hitting the turret. As you can see here, Chovy doesn't really give a damn. Chovy, pays again, takes like half his health. And BLG, I think Chovy just gets punished right there. Chovy punished for his hubris. Punished for his hubris and almost dies for it. We might see 7 Drakes this game, though. Baron buff will wear off. They do get 3,000 gold advantage off of it. And a total of 5,500 off of it. Overall. And so... that Kai'Sa is going to be scary, though. And you see Yone got the shield bow now, so he's going to be able to survive a lot more in the line. Elk has drawn the line in the sand, saying you can't cross this unless you really want to get shot in the head. Unless you really, really want to get shot, don't do this. Chovy just scouting out the area, chooses to not anymore. But now into the darkness for BLG. There's going to be no chance they can test this dragon. They say it's 3rd Drake for Gen.G. We can give it over. Because I don't think there's a reason to fight this. Because if you lose this fight, you're going to lose the game. And Pace just takes another half health shot. It's going to be Baron fight next. 2 minutes. No inhibs down yet, so BLG or Gen.G can't end just yet. They would need to wait for a fight win to end this. So there's still time. Doran's just going to keep these waves pushed while Delight tries to set up vision. That's really it. It's just about getting that deep vision, preparing for the Baron. Because you see the damage from Pays. 4 items. He's going to be a complete threat. I mean, 4 items for Elk, but doesn't have the stopwatch available, actually. Stopwatch check is going to be really big because there's only 1 on the side of Gen.G, or of BLG right now, while there's 3... Nope, 2 on the side of Gen.G. And they're on the 2 carries. Doran doesn't have one yet, so 2 out of 3 carries. They need to be careful here. Because Doran does have the ability to just jump the wall and say, let's go. But he's going to just back here. probably capable to walk it back, honestly. There's 20 seconds. He could walk. But he's going to teleport top lane now. He's going to contest... What the heck? Okay, he's going to contest Bin. Oh, on stop the... Okay, recall cancel, I see. And now Delight and Jun staring each other down. Delight gets the hook, gets the depth charge. Jun able to jump away. Loses Starax, though. Or no, not Starax. What? Is it Spear? No, that's just his shield, I think, with the hell of one. Yagao. Doran just being the bouncer, though. But now he might have bit off more than he could chew. Chovy comes over the wall. Will get a good chunk of damage. Doran, the Starax is out, but Doran will be shot down. They're not going to be able to get over the wall, though, and Doran's purpose is fulfilled as he stops them from stealing the Baron away. And Gen.G are onto the offense. I mean, maybe, I don't know. It doesn't look like they're onto the offensive. They're getting pushed in, but they should be fine. Once they're able to get the minions, they should at least be able to push back. But they are going to be able to get a lot here. Chovy's also just going to siege the base. And this is what I was talking about. Those bumped up minions are going to be really strong. I don't think this is going to be a successful base race. BLG, they need to back here. But they're not going to be able to. Delight and Peanut are going to stop them for the time being. They need to run away and save their base. Delight thought about it. But no angle to get onto Elk. Void Staff coming out for Yagao now. Pays, takes half his health again. Whatever, he doesn't care. He has a super recall. He has Baron backing, so he's fine. Peanut will be able to steal away this blue buff, though. There's no way Jun comes back to take this. If he does, it's a bit of a bad idea. And it does seem like it's going to be a Gargoyles to finish it off for Doran. Doran choosing to be the beef tank for his team. Even though they have a second Randuin. Dear God, 2 GAs now. Still a QSS for Chovy, which officially makes him a better player than Sven. GA finished for Elk now. It's just everything is thrown out. And On spotted out. Jun also spotted out. Delight, nice hook. Ooh. Mikhail's on Braum. It's not something you see super often, but in pro play, it's a lot more common to just build Mikhail's always. Just a lot more common. BLG are fighting. Still fighting. And now GA finished for Jun. And now it should just be Drake Soul here. Doran blocks it. Should just be a free Drake over to Gen.G now. They can't really do anything to stop it. They're pushed into their base. Will we make it to Elder? I don't think so. I think Gen.G are capable of ending here. 7,000 ahead, though, gold difference doesn't really mean much, except in the case of, like, top lane. It's really the only spot you'll be seeing. This gold difference actually means something, because in ADC and mid, it's pretty much non-existent. They both are almost full build. And now the ulti out. If Chovy can line it up, won't commit it. Chooses to not. Yagao gets hit by the chains and a Q, but actually does get a good chunk of damage back onto Doran here. Just these two teams, they can't fight each other. Gen.G are too short range, BLG are too long range for the other to fight. I'm really trying to do something. It's really just next team fight ends the game. The respawn timers are so long. There's so much damage available for both teams now. Next fight pretty much wins it. Delight and On stare each other down and back up. Oh my goodness. It's just like, oh. Mercurial finished 4. Oh my god, FaZe takes a quarter of his health-ish. A third probably. But he's fine. Mercurial finished for Chovy. There's no stopwatch, or not stopwatch. There's no Zhonya's on Yagao yet. Bin plays insanely safe there with the slice. On takes half his health. This might be the fight Gen.G wanted, though, because now they've started it off. Bin is in between the middle of 4 members, and this is going to be an easy pick for BLG to lose, or an easy pick for Gen.G. Bin going to jump away, but going to get followed. FaZe with a picture perfect cleanse to secure the kill on to Bin, and now Gen.G Baron time. And there's no chance they steal this. And now at 43 minutes, Gen.G finally might have the lead to close this game. They might finally have the lead they need to close out this game. Because they need that extra confidence in the... Ow, my hair. That's not what I was meant to say. But they need that extra... Not even confidence, but they need that extra boost to be able to push them over the hump in this game. Just because of the ability of BLG to turtle really well with this... And wave clear with Bin. And then just turtle with Yagao and Elk. They don't ever really need to contest the short range comp of Gen.G as long as they stay within their base's walls. But with this Baron buff, there's not going to be much choice but to walk into them, or to get walked at by Gen.G, because these minions are going to be shredding turrets once they push in the first 2 or so waves, unless BLG really push these out. FaZe, I think that's blocked by Delight again. It is. And now Void Staff finished for FaZe on the Kaisa. And the boots sold, baby, for the Bloodthirster on Elk. No boot sell yet, but Zhonya's is now available for Yagao. But you see this first tier 3 falling. Doron pushing up onto Bin. He has no GA available. He's not in a position to get a GA yet. He's building insanely odd. He's building mostly defensively here. And now Chovy and Jun just fighting up at the top lane, but this inhibitor is so low. Doron in the bot lane gets this inhib, and now FaZe is going to fall initially, but he's going to go into Resurrection, and now BLG have the ability to take down the ADC. Are they going to be even able to do that? Jun going so low, but Doron is zoning so well. They're all peeling for FaZe. They don't want to lose their ADC, or else they risk losing the next fight. But FaZe, no flash, no GA. That's going to be huge. He switches off of the GA back to the boots because it has a 5-minute timer on it. So, no reason to hold on to it besides for the resurrection. Its stats are eh. And now with GA down, FaZe will switch over to the attack speed boots, but this is so huge because now every ult from Elk is going to be permanent, but Bin is just going to get locked down. Chovy, I think, is enough of damage, but he's going to just narrowly survive, actually. I thought he had enough damage there to finish the job. Delight is going in. It's a 3-man collapse. Elk already goes into stasis, or into resurrection, as FaZe goes on a killing spree, and Elk gives the double kill over to FaZe, and that's going to be Jun going into Guardian Angel. And Jun will survive by the narrowest of margins as the mid inhib falls. Yigao, Bin, Jun's nowhere to be found as long as they keep chasing the particle effects. And it will be we got us a series. Gen.G battle back in game 3 to make it 2-1 in this series. And it was tense. There's a reason that game went almost 50 minutes. I want to say it did. I really want to say it did go 50 minutes. It did not. It went 40 something. And so, yeah, there's a reason this game almost went 50 to almost became the longest game in the tournament because Gen.G just couldn't really do anything with their comp in terms of sieging. They have a good siege comp, but it's short range. So Caitlyn and Orianna are your biggest enemies. But with the Baron buff and with BLG actually overextending because they got the pick onto Paze's GA. They got the kill onto kill. They got GA off of Paze and forced him to back and buy a second item. They thought they could push forward, but they get split because Chovy's in the base. So Yagao and Bin are separated. And then they collapse onto the remaining 3 members of BLG stuck outside the base. And so Gen.G show signs of life. It was a tight game, and it could have went either way with a pair of fights. But in the end, all that matters is Gen.G blew up the nexus of Bilibili Gaming and force Game 4. Hello and welcome back to Bilibili Gaming versus Gen.G as we enter Game 4. And Bilibili drop Game 3 after leading 2-0. And now they continue to be on the verge of winning this series, but Gen.G are just 1 game away from sending this to a decisive silver scrapes. Now, I don't believe anything anymore. Now Gen.G have shown that they are here to play. They can win this game. They can win this set. Anything goes. Anything is possible. It's just going to be a lot of work. As we saw last game, Gen.G and BLG pretty much went the distance. They went 46 minutes with a soul, an elder. Actually, there was no elder, but multiple barons. So it's going to be a battle. And you see the Yone respect banned away from Chovy. Meanwhile, Xayah continuing to be banned away from Elk, and Jax banned away from Bin again. Gen.G fighting. They did fight last game. They did. So it worked better. So BLG, they can kind of do what they want here, and they're just going to take the Jarvan again. Game number 4 of Jarvan for Jun in this series. Rumble taken from Doron, and now the Vi looked at by Peanut, but will it be the commit? Could go the Sejuani here, or the Maokai. Maokai is still available, but it will be the Vi. What's the response here? With the jungle already locked in, do they take a top laner here? There's not too many top laners into the Rumble, but they get Yagao, his Nico, and Cassante for Bin. This is going to be a good... This is already shaping up to be a great matchup in Chovy. Is he going to call his own number, to call his shot here? Don't think he's going to go with this. Maybe he is. He's an insanely talented player, and he will. He pulls the trigger on the Akali, and the Caitlyn insta-banned away. And just... Woo! Oh boy. Nautilus banned away from Delight. He's proven to be too good at it. And Gen.G can't have that anymore. BLG, not massive fans. Now, what are the ADC bans that are going to come through? It's mostly going to be focused on the ADC. It's going to be Aphelios and Caitlyn banned away already. Elk almost won that game, almost won the series for BLG with that Caitlyn, but just a bad catch out at the end of the game cost BLG game 3 and a set victory. But now, what's the final call here? Kai'Sa's available, Kalista's available, and are you willing to trade those two? Zeri's available. Are you willing to trade those? They're going to take Kai'Sa away from Paze, and I think Paze is just going to take the Kalista here. Yeah, with the ability to first pick the most powerful ADC on rotation. Pretty much whatever ADC they wanted, they would have gotten no matter what because they have counter pick here. They will just take this Kalista unless they really think Zeri is going to be the alternative. But obviously, you don't look a gift Kalista in the mouth or in the spears or whatever. I don't got a good one. And now Zeri, Ezreal, Draven, any of those, I don't know. Tristana's not a bad one here, as we've been seeing more and more teams be willing to pick up the Tristana into in this bot lane. But Draven, Ashe, both options, but those are very, very specific. Ashe's best synergy is already gone unless you want to put Braum with it, and it's going to be Senekench. Senekench. I don't really see what else they could put with it. They don't put it with a Zeri, because why would you put a Kench with a Zeri? You don't put it with Jinx. With Ashe, no. And BLG go for a very interesting bot lane pairing. Ashe on her own, very good into Kalista. I think there's a better bot lane matchup you could have picked if you wanted the Ashe, though Ashe also is just not at her strongest in this meta, and it's very specific. Ashe Bard would have been nice. Ashe Rel would have been good too, but Kalista's very slippery. But point and click CC was your goal here. You got Ashe. I'm not a big fan of the draft from BLG. I'm not a big fan of their second half. I don't think their ADC pool is nearly, or their bot lane is nearly as strong as it should be. I'm not a fan. If you wanted to get this Ashe, you could have picked an Enchanter. Could have picked an Enchanter, could have picked the Milio. Because your goal isn't to lock down Kalista at that point. Your goal is to survive lane if you're picking Ashe. Your goal is to soft counter and just stall. I'm not a huge fan of the Kench lock in here. That was an interesting one. I think most of their comp actually works very well. But I don't think the Kench isn't the answer. Like, not a massive fan of it. And here we are in game number 4. Gen.G trail 2-1, but I think they have a very good chance of coming back with the comp that BLG have drafted. I love the first half of their draft, and then second rotation came through and smashed that to bits. And I think Gen.G just do win this bot lane so hard. Just gonna walk forward here. Thing is, going to be pretty strong into Kalista individually. At least the Ashe is. I'm not a huge fan of this Kench draft. I think Kench is a bit too situational right now in the support role. And this is the wrong patch to get Kench in the top lane. And Chovy, that is true. Chovy has drafted the impossible lane for himself. Honestly, how he plans to navigate this lane is beyond me. But we'll see. I mean, just how on earth is... How the hell is Chovy going to play this lane? We'll find out. You could have took the rel for yourself. Or you could have took anything else, but whatever. Sorry, I'm still not a huge fan. Jun gets spotted out. Are they going to vert jungle here is the question. And Chovy, yeah. But there's not much Yagao can do here besides just get some poke down. He did not have Blooming Burst, so... It's going to be a nice catch onto Pays. And that is going to be the strengths of being against Kalista early. And Peanut's just going to ward him back. And they're going to try and crash this. But now, the ability to dive is here. Look at the size of this wave, and they're just going to get a TP. And they're going to trade flash for it. And TP gets canceled. Pays gets jumped onto. And it's going to be first blood for Elk. Delight's going to try and trade back this kill as best as he can, but he's not going to be able to. Jun, I don't think, can really tank this. Will get stunned up, but I think should be able to escape. And it's going to be a turret plating split between 3 and a ton of gold over to Elk. And that is a massive W for BLG. Just an absolute W for BLG. I was not expecting this bot lane to work, but BLG are making it work. Just so clean. Chovy just is farming. He doesn't really care. Somehow has a massive CS lead here, and this dive works. It almost became a double dive if Delight wasn't in. And then this dive is disabled. Just now. And now they know it's just over. And now BLG with such a lead in this bot lane. 11 CS up already. Chovy spotted out, but he's just going for vision anyway, so he doesn't really care. Now a kill ahead. 11 CS. This is just going to be really difficult for Pays to play around early, as that's already Boots finished, so the damage isn't increasing, but the DPS is. The overall damage is not. And now jumping. Oh, this chain CC. Elk oversteps the flash. Shattering strike of BLG. Been continuing the fight up in the top lane here. Doron, you got a flash for flash, buddy. And it's over. Flash for flash, and Bin secures the solo kill onto the Rumble. But Gen.G make Elk pay for his arrogance. Walks so far forward, shattering strike, crash down, flash, all on top of him. And Chovy just going to tank that damage. Not much of a choice. Jun might have stepped up a bit too far here. And now here comes a team fight for BLG. Pays is locked down. Elk returns, trying to jump over the wall. Jun's going to secure the kill. And now Delight running away. Yagao. The blue. Oh, the Pop Blossom's not going to land, though. The flash for the Pop Blossom just did not work. And that's going to be a lot of value burned on the Nico, actually. That was a good fight win for BLG, but still burning that flash on Yagao can come back to bite him, actually, because Akali's now going to be able to chase really hard if Chovy starts to take out those trades and starts winning some of them. Jun walks up, surrenders the dragon, and with on here, BLG just turn. I think Yagao could have started this actually a bit earlier. Could have started channeling his ulti a lot earlier, considering Delight is in the stronger form. I'm not a huge fan of Yagao's engage there. It's just a bit too delayed. Just Chovy kind of just accepting his fate of the early game. He knows he's playing Akali into an eco, so he's just chilling. But now Elk already so much attack speed. And Jun immediately walking up towards the Rift Herald. I don't think he's going to be able to get it. Peanut is level 6, so Jun is just not in a really great spot here. Now Gen.G. Party at the Rift Herald. They're going to just give it over. And so Rift Herald secured for Gen.G. My hair's an absolute mess. I'm sorry. And just equalizer on the wave to recall. And now jumping forward. Can they get it? Paige actually gets the stun, or Delight gets the stun onto Elk, but going to get eaten. And here comes cease and desist. Lady the cop isn't going to show up in time, though. A nice stun onto Delight from Elk, of all people. That's just painful for Gen.G. They find a great angle, but Elk actually saves the play there. Or ruins the play, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Just demolishes their plan with the ability to jump into, or not even jump into, just lands the stun right when Delight wants to go in, and Gen.G can't finish their bot lane play. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow back up for Elk. Devour will be up soon. Fate's Call, a bit of a wait. Got a bit longer to go before you're going to see a Fate's Call come out. Chovy, no disengage available, but there's no chasing him, really. No chance to chase away. 7 seconds on this dragon. Gen.G should have to just give this. BLG in such a strong position. Yagao not going to be able to hit here. And Chovy just able to perfectly execute a flash as well. And my goodness, Chovy knowing exactly how far those tangle barbs were going to go is kind of crazy. And Doron just going to take a singular plating and leave. Meanwhile, Drake's even. And now Gen.G trying to collapse here. And nothing. And Gen.G, interesting play because Drake died long before Doron even tried to teleport. And Bin just coming in to cover the bot lane here. And, this, a nice stun. And they're just going to keep running at Bin. The flash forward from Peanut, and they do. The 4-man dive eventually kills Bin. Jeez, it took forever. But eventually Bin will fall. That's so much money exclusively onto Pays as well. And now Elk going to just try and get anything out of this tier 2 or tier 1 mid, because I believe Pays is going to be able to get so much of this tier 1 bot. And he gets like 3 solo plates there. It's so much gold, and this, it's going to be a nice lead for Pays. And Gen.G do find a way to make it work. That TP kind of sucked until they made the bot play, and it worked out in the end. So, good for them. I'm still in draft cam. I'm so sorry, guys. I'd never... You know how bad I am at this. I'm sorry. I'm just really bad at everything, but... I'm just gonna jump back to lane. What does my phone freaking want? Don't care. Jun, on vision. I hit my pop filter. I'm sorry. And Pays just walking back to bot, and it's just going to be a farming game. It's going to be a lot of farming. And we're going to see where these two teams go. And you see, Jesus. Holy Chovy. Church of Chovy, the farm. Church of Chovy's open and in session right now watching this CS. Almost 30 CS lead on the Nico. A matchup you are not supposed to win as a Kali. But he is just doing it. 20-something CS. Yeah, 20 CS ahead in this jungle for Peanut. Gen.G are finding the places to answer. And Chovy trying to find Elk, or at least force out this Devour. Going to get followed, but now the crash down into the Magnet Storm. Elk goes to half health on. Not going to force anything, though. And Delight going to be able to escape. Chovy doesn't have the flash. Has the perfect execution, but I don't think he's going to have it in time. Shroud out. And a nice Cataclysm to follow. And Jun secures the kill on to Chovy. Uh-oh. But has Yagao bit off a bit more than he can chew. Forced to flash over the wall now. And this is just a lot of fighting for not a ton, as On takes the blue buff. My hair is very knotted. BLG burned so much there, though. Flash on Yagao, flash on Elk, flash on Jun. Everything is burned in exchange for one kill onto Chovy. Well, Elk actually flashed away, I believe, to survive. Good ulti from Pays to keep... Oh, I believe that was the flash forward. There's the flash from On, and here's the flash from Jun. A lot of money, and they do get the Rift Herald off of it. But also you burn all your resources. So it's going to be a bit tough. And you see the gold lead is kind of just scattered. Chovy does have a slight lead from just farm alone. And same with Peanut, but everywhere else it's pretty much even. It's a wave or two split apart. And both leave the red buff. And now Herald started up by Gen.G, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to get it here. I don't think there's much of an angle for BLG to get in the pit. Look at where, yeah, look at where Jun is. There's no chance. And now second Drake secured for Gen.G. They are so back in this game. The Herald's coming down, so they are going to be able to get rid of this tier 1 at least. In mid, maybe they get a second charge. We'll see. But nope, just going to take the first and leave. Now, Gen.G do have to walk in blind to their own jungle. And they can be coming in here. They have an insane angle coming through. If Bin just jumps in, Chovy needs to back up. And this is just going to be a nice stun onto Chovy. The Pop Blossom is going to land into all the CC for BLG and Chovy. Lets Jun go on a killing spree. Meanwhile, Rumble in the bot lane. Doran just taking this tier 2. Just trying to answer some plays here. While BLG are just taking this, their top tier 2. And now it will be turret for turret in the top and bot lanes. BLG are barely ahead. It's about 600. So it's not too much. But there's nothing to really fight over. A minute on this Baron. And that Baron's is going to be where we start seeing a lot of where this game is going to end up. Jun actually might be dead here, though. It's getting locked down. I think they have the health to dive if they want, but they're just going to burn the Ignite on Delight instead. And they'll be able to steal away, actually, for possibly. They should be able to steal this away. The smite's not going to land. And Jun is going to secure it with the Q. Uh-oh. With the Stendo Lance. Dragon Strike. That's such a bad name. Such a bad name for an ability. Do Yagao going to get a nice chunk of damage taken out of him. And just nothing. It's just going to be sitting and waiting for quite a while, actually. Again, this is where the game is going to... We're going to start seeing a lot of the game's final... where was I going? Oh! That's right. This is where the final, like, things of the game can finally be determined. And a nice arrow is going to land on to Peanut, and the Pop Blossom is going to force the Fates call out of pace, but Jun on the wrong side of the equalizer now. Force the flash away, Yagao. And now Chovy coming in. A nice eat onto Elk. And Chovy just going to have to jump away, and Gen.G are going to have to re-enter the pit with no jungler. And there's nothing Gen.G can do to fight here. They have no ultis available. I mean, there's a Cataclysm and an All-Out available, so actually it can be very dangerous for Gen.G to walk into. And the Baron is going down. There's no smite. They're going to need a miracle, and I don't think they have the damage to burn it down. The Magnet Storm Crashdown is going to find 3, though. On goes so low. Jun is just going to turn, though, and it's 2 kills in favor of BLG. Gen.G get 1 at least onto Pays, but Doran and Chovy, no chance in hell. They steal it, and it's going to be a clean Baron take from BLG. And just boom. Everything. Oh no, Jun doesn't even flash there. Never mind. And then Chovy just has to run away. And then they just trade on for this. And then Crashdown's cool, but doesn't mean anything. And this is going to at least even out the Drake, so Drake stacking will be a difficult option here. $2,000 gold lead on the side of Bilibili Gaming, and Gen.G are making this very hard on themselves. Season Assist out from Peanut, and Chovy going to get stunned, but Yagao still going to secure, or well, it's still going to die to Peanut here. And so that's another Baron buff down. They're going to be able to trade turret for turret here. Once again, trading top turret for bot turret, but it will be a lot more value over to Gen.G. Teleport coming in from Chovy now. Or Doran. Whoops. I thought Chovy backed already. That's why. Meanwhile, Bin just taking tier 2, but it takes quite a while. And there's going to be the crash down immediately. Elk going solo. The Devour's really clean. The re-engage from or on to Jun is going to be too much. Chovy secures the kill into Elk, and now On is running away. He doesn't have the ability to survive this. Peanut secures the kill onto On, and it's a 3-0 for Gen.G. And now they are turning this around. Bin is just running in circles. And now where is Bin to go? He's got to find the angle to escape, and I don't think he's going to find one. He's going to pick Doran, but I don't think it matters. He goes all out, but Gen.G will go all out on him. Peanut goes on a killing spree, and now Gen.G have ended the Baron buff 30 seconds early. Actually, like a minute and a half early. I lied. And Delight just finds a massive engage. And then finds Jun. So much gold on to Pays. Chovy finds Elk, so he's going to start getting a lot more money. The Peanut secures another 2 kills. And Gen.G are taking control of the game here. They're just getting... They were just getting warmed up, and now they are the guy. No Baron buff. They're up 1,000 gold because of the kills. And Drakes aren't going to matter for quite a while. So, it's fine. And is something going to go down here? Are the teams looking to pull the trigger? Equalizer onto Elk. There's no Devour force to flash away. On just gets jumped up by everybody, and he's already dead. Chovy going to jump in and is immediately going to find everyone. But Yagao finds 3 with the ultimate, but it's not even going to matter. He gets bursted. And now Gen.G with 2 kills are going to start pushing forward. There's no mid lane for Gen.G. There's no ultimates for anyone on Gen.G. Or there's no mid lane for BLG. Whoops. And BLG going to lose this turret. There's no chance they even contest the tier 2. But they're going to contest this wave and give or make Gen.G back up. And now 7 Dark Seal stacks on Chovy. He is just becoming the Chovy diff. And it all starts with Elk being so separated from everyone else on BLG. Chovy does secure the kill over the wall. Jumps into everyone with the shuriken flip. Dodges the ulti, flashes away, and then is able to run by dodging. Uh-oh. The perfect execution. Is he going to be able to get away here? They're going to turn around. They're going to try and turn it back. Chovy, yeah, just going to ulti away. And now Peanut with the dodge on Bin's Q3. And the Intofo strikes find nothing. And there's nothing for BLG to take. The fight is a bit premature. They can't really do much but gain control of vision they already have. Oh, wait, no, they don't. But now Gen.G are 3,500 gold ahead pretty much. And it's looking grim. Or not 3.5, 2.5. I'm doing math. It's not working. 3,200 gold. Because now Gen.G, they didn't burn all that much besides a Kali ulti, and now they're just able to re-enter the river. No problems. So, absolutely massive for Gen.G there, honestly. To be able to escape that. There's CDs for everybody, though. Everyone has ulti. Delight jumps in onto 3. The equalizer lands. Yagao going to find 2 with his ultimate. But Pays pulls out Delight. And now it's a shutdown for Elk. But Delight goes back in. It's a double kill for Doran. Doran's going solo. Delight will survive with a sliver of health. But he's going to be taken down by Jun. Going over the wall. But Pays running forwards. Goes golden. But you can't survive this one. Jun. Double kill for Pays. And Gen.G are marching into the base. They have 20 seconds, but they can't end in time. It's Baron for Gen.G instead. They can Baron so quickly. Pays has 2.5 items. And while Elk has his wit's end finish, it doesn't matter. Pays has Rend. That's all he cares about. Doran. Doran almost dies there. But Gen.G are just team fighting so well. BLG don't have a single answer. Look at Delight. In on 3, forces the Devour out early, but they're just tanking this equalizer. Yagao is only going to find 1. And it will be a kill. Yes, Peanut does go down, but the rest of Gen.G have so much damage. And Pays is just a menace. And Baron obviously taken by Gen.G successfully with the Rend. And just Gen.G are bullying BLG off the map right now. They are playing so well, and this is much more of what people were expecting when Gen.G made Worlds, when they won LCK, and when they got the 3-0 and drew BLG. Does it suck that BLG and Gen.G have to meet in the state and both have eyes on the trophy? Of course, but is what it is. And now, with semifinals on the line, I should have said, doesn't matter, you'd have to go through them anyways, regardless. So, too late to say anything else. And now, eyes on the Nexus. Gen.G want to go 5. The stun lands onto Doran. The CC chain onto Doran, but there's no damage. The equalizer is absolutely massive. Doran will fall, though. Shutdown onto Jun, but they're just going to push in this mid lane. Chovy does not care for the fight. Jun not going to land anything. Bin going on to Delight now, but that's not really going to matter. Fate's Call gets away, or gets Delight out of the pickle. Chovy's just going to run away, and this turret in mid has fallen. Teleport. That's a massive wave in top lane to farm. Oh my goodness. That was 200 gold. Like 260 gold for Bin. And now we see the Runons finished for Pays. This could be insane. This Callista with the move speed, with this attack speed, is going to be so dangerous to fight. And now it's, I mean, Yagao just hasn't had much impact on this game. Elk is doing everything he can. Jun doing everything he can. But it's so hard when the rest of the team just isn't really able to do much of anything. Yagao's trying, but he can't find more than a 1 or 2 man engage. And every time he finds a 2 man engage, one of them is Delight. And it's just so easy to escape from that. Because of the Fate's Call almost always being up during team fights now. Pays finds the clone. Or Peanut finds the clone. Ooh. And there's just no angle. It's just going to be farming for now. 2 minutes until any major objectives are up, and you wait. The stopwatch check is 3 for Gen.G. Stopwatch check for BLG is 2. That doesn't mean much. Or actually, it is 3. I forgot Elk has just a regular stopwatch. Going for the GA is always cool, though. These two teams so close. I mean, okay, no. Chovy's gapping Yagao so hard in gold this game. And Gen.G just looking. They're biding their time. They have the patience to wait for the angle. Patience is pretty much it. It's all BLG and Gen.G need to show right now. Even though Gen.G or BLG probably don't want to show patience because they are really itching for the team fight, but they know better than to just run in blind and hope for good results. Jun on vision, so Gen.G not going to jump any further forward, but Jun not going to jump forward. Just, it's sit and survive. It's really stressful as we come down to the 40-second mark, because if Gen.G want, they can just ignore the Drake and go for the Baron. And it's just an uh-oh of anything. BLG, it's 3-2 in Drake Souls. And Drake sees, in Drake captures, they need to fight this dragon, but they also would need to fight Baron if Gen.G just go there instead. Gen.G are in control of where this fight happens, when it happens, how it's going to go down. And they're going to land the stun, but Delight's just going to jump in onto On and Elk and force out the Devour. Chovy is rooted up. The Equalizer's going to land. And Yagao going to land a Pop Blossom only onto 1. And that's already Elk going down. Peanut is going golden. Chovy is a double kill. And Bin is running away from Pays. The teleport coming in from the Rumble. And Peanut is just going to make sure Bin doesn't make it back into the base. Oh, actually, nope. Peanut secures the kill. Jun will not find the kill. Goes into the regen or the resurrection as double kill for Peanut and Gen.G from 0-2. They survive. They battle back. And there will be silver scrapes for Gen.G and BLG. And now anything goes. Gen.G, BLG, just anything can happen. Because now we go to the ultimatum, the decider, the Silver Scrapes, the Game 5, as BLG and Gen.G went to war over the past 2 games, but Gen.G keep finding the betterment, or getting the better of BLG, and Chovy this game was the difference, going absolutely off on the Akali. I mean, all of Gen.G. Peanut was going off. Delight found some incredible engages. Pays was going insane on the Kalista. And now we sit one game away from either BLG punching their ticket to semis or Gen.G getting their revenge for MSI. Who takes the series in the ultimate decider of Game 5? And we are back. It is 2-2-2. Silver Scrapes activated as we get into the draft. And this is the finale for these 2 teams this year. They battled at MSI, and BLG got the better of Gen.G on that day, as they sent Gen.G packing from the tournament. And Gen.G might want to repay the favor, but Bin immediately taking that rumble. The difference it's been in this series has been massive, especially last game. Doron takes the Gnar, and I was wondering when we were going to see the Gnar rumble matchup. And it's just going to be Peanut taking the Vi. And the faith, the Korean crowd is roaring after the last 2 games, and BLG's got to be feeling the energy. Gen.G's got to be feeling the energy, and BLG want to silence them as they go back to the Game 1 rotation with confidence, as Gen.G just take their Game 2 draft. Gen.G via Kali got them here. They will take it back. Caitlyn banned away from Elk again. Almost won the series for BLG on that pick. But Bin, Jun, Yagao on the scariest trio of champions I have ever seen in first rotation. That is terrifying. And now Nautilus taken away from Delight again. And they've been trying to see Delight taken off of these engaged they don't want Delight on these engaged champions, but it's so hard to get him off of them because there's so many that he can play. What is the final ban for BLG? Because they know Gen.G want this Kalista. They know with the ADC bans and the lack of a Kalista ban from Rotation 1, they are begging BLG to hand over the Kalista, and they're not. BLG decide that Kalista was the issue for Pays, and now Kaisa taken. Pays has also won a game of this in this series. And now, what is BLG's answer to the ADC support matchup? They have Zeri, they have Draven, they have Ezreal. And that's really it. Senna, Kench. On has played Kench 3 games in a row. And Bard would be hilarious. Delight loves playing Bard. But Delight loves playing as Rel, and Rel has gotten them to this point, and I think Delight knows that Rel is the answer if Gen.G want to go to semis for the 3rd straight season. Again, I did not mention this, but for BLG, this is their first Worlds ever. This is only the 2nd international tournament they've ever made as Bilibili Gaming. for Gen.G, this is what they hope is not the end of their streak of the top fours at Worlds. The past 2 years, 2021 and 2022, they have made semis. Actually, we don't even need to talk about them getting knocked out in quarters because they already did it in 2020, but this would be their first not top 4 finish if BLG win Game 5. For Bilibili, it would be insane to reach top 4 at both international events in their first appearances at those international events. Meanwhile, handshakes handed out, and somehow I haven't even mentioned this the whole time. This is for a meeting with Weibo Gaming of all teams. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, it's just anything can happen. Will Bilibili Gaming give us our first, I believe, one of our very few LPL semifinals matchups and potentially our first LPL World Finals? Or will Gen.G make their 3rd straight semifinals and have their eyes on the grand finals as they stare down Weibo Gaming next week? But before we get any ideas of narratives or LPL civil wars or LCK rivalries, we got us one last game between 2 of the top teams at the tournament. Or I guess in this rematch from MSI, which is just insane to think that they meet in quarterfinals. Because the draw is brutal sometimes. Oops. And Jun, 5 games of Jarvan. 5 games at Jarvan's. Everyone pretty much, except for him and On, have been moving around the champions. Oh, and On drops almost every single minion into Light. Just going to jump straight onto Elk with the Mount Up and Ignite. But Elk just trades it all back. And just going to drop some of the souls early. That's not good. That sucks for him. Jun going up to clear his top side, but they know where he is. They know he's going top side. And they're going to know Peanut is also clearing his top side. Eventually. Actually, they might not. This war is going to drop. But they don't know he's coming. Jun just going to be able to take away some of the birds. He's just going to follow. He's just going to threaten Peanut. Because he wants to get Peanut back. He wants to pay him back for what happened in game 4, where he just kind of bullies early. Or is it game 3? Honestly, at this point, this series is such a blur. It's all merging into a pair of games. And now Doran, no anything. And the flash on. And Doran's Ignite will, or Pin's Ignite will take Doran down for first blood. I believe that's BLG's 3rd of the series. And now that's advantage, and Peanut couldn't clear any camp, so it's not like Jun lost anything. Peanut just had to sit and watch as Doran got dove. Like, look at Peanut. He has to be here for a potential answer, or if Jun just says, screw this, Bin, come over here, we're going to kill you. And just so well played there by the BLG top jungle. The ability to just deny Gen.G anything. Peanut had to wait so long. Because if he didn't, he dies. And now Peanut coming over, looking for this bot play. Elk has flash, but Elk has no mana. But he does have Poem, so it's okay. And he's going to be spotted out if he does move forward. Delight. The crashdown comes through. And On just going to burn his flash. He's finally using his flash for that. And now, I mean, for Gen.G, both of their plays have pretty much been answered with just, I mean, 2 flashes, yes. They get 2 flashes. But it's still a lot for BLG. Like, BLG still are in the driver's seat. There's something in my throat, and it's annoying me. Okay, we're back. And Jun spotted out, just walks out of the brush briefly to get caught. And I'm just going to take some damage here. He's fine with that. Trades pays back, actually, to get some health, too. But otherwise, Chovy just going to get some vision. Chovy going to get spotted out coming back. Don't think Yagao is going to be able to just blind. Yeah. No, he's not going to be able to just blind hit those. Bin, I think... No, he's not going to take recall here. He's actually going to rotate. He's looking for something. And Jun just going to take away this early dragon. It's a lot, not as much for BLG. They've taken at least 2 dragons in every single game this series, which is a lot of dragons compared to not a lot of dragons. Is Chovy going to be able to catch out Yagao here? Don't believe so. Oh? I don't know if he takes that into the blue side jungle. Into his opponent's jungle? No. He knows Jun is nearby. It's not smart. I mean, the winner of this faces the surprise team of the tournament. Besides NRG. The other surprise team of the tournament, I guess. The team not a lot of people had a ton of faith in being here, but they're here. Weibo Gaming, who also steamrolled NRG. So, have Weibo Gaming been tested? They've pretty much only faced Western opponents. Now Doran is behind CS a little bit. And so is On. On is behind a bit of CS too. Jun is just going to back, though, and gets the pickaxe on recall. Chovy and Yagao just staring at each other, knowing better than to run face first. Delight is here, actually. Could get the flash out of Yagao, which would give a lot of pressure over to Chovy here. Oh. Sniped a minion. Sniped a camp, I believe. Oh, no, wait. Never mind. I'm wrong. I just saw it was perfectly timed. Elk is just going to tank that. Turret shot to get a soul in exchange. Peanut just going to take this Herald away. And Herald is gone. And it looks like it's going to be a steal here from Peanut. Peanut going to steal away this blue buff from Jun, and that's just massive. Peanut already cleared out his blue. So, Jun loses both blues, and there's no answer for him here. And they don't know where Peanut is. They're still pinging. They're pinging his bot side jungle as if he's possibly there, but they don't know. And now Jun, spotted out on red side, or on his own blue side by the control warden, is awoken, or is made aware of the fact that he doesn't have a blue buff anymore. And now Doran just trying to farm up as much fury as he can as Jun shows again, I believe. And so Gen.G, I don't think, are going to pull the trigger here. And now Doran able to push his wave out. Jun just going to smite and walk away. And now Bin going to get hit by all the CC. A nice dawning shadow to deter any further engage. And they burn only an ignite there and 2 ultimates. And one of those ultimates is already on a predetermined cooldown. So BLG just kind of had to react there. A shockwave is going to catch Chovy and all of his CS, and he's just going to take this opportunity to get out. And now Peanut coming up to possibly drop Herald. He might be looking for it. Jun just going to beat up Doran a little bit, get a little trade, deter any Herald play that could possibly happen, and leave. What the heck? I don't know what that was. If you're wondering, the casters also just got baited by the Eye of the Herald and the individual word timers, as I was when I first saw this. And Yagao teleporting bot lane. So they know he's there, and yeah, Peanut's taken aback. He's not contesting this. And they're just going to push out this top lane, and they're going to push out this mid wave as best as they can. And I mean, I guess both teams got what they wanted. But that's platings onto Doran. But there's a good teleport play. I mean, it was a good teleport play. If BLG wanted to commit to that, yes, it is a great teleport play. And that's going to be 2 more platings over to Doran, and I think this is going to be a Herald drop top lane. So Bin knows something's up. Bin definitely knows something's up now. This will be a Rift Herald. This should be first turret as well for Gen.G. Not super common. We haven't seen a ton of Heralds lead to first turrets directly. And we haven't seen 14-minute first turrets super often. We really have not seen many first turret Heralds. It's interesting. And now Gen.G going to take a 1,000 gold lead with that. So, they're fine. But it's not too much of a lead. It's not the end of the world that Gen.G got their first turret. And Jun. And they got Bin cornered. No flash available. And Bin is dead. Yep, Bin's already dead. Jun just stands there. Watching. And now Elk getting jumped on by Delight. And Pays and On is just eating a turret. And now Yagao goes down. And Pays gets the kill. I mean, there's not much they could run from. And BLG get caught out in the middle of no man's land. And Gen.G sandwich bin to death. And then use that same pressure to kill Yagao. And On doesn't even have the ability to take this turret fast. Oh my goodness. And now Gen.G in full control. I mean, they have a lot of the pressure in this early game now. Or in entering this mid game. Jun just accepts his teammate is a corpse. And then just, it's over. Chovy has flash available. Interesting teleport play. But it seems they're going to go for this Herald top lane. Doran just taking this bot lane turret and or knowing something's up top lane. Chovy just backing. And Bin is just coming in bot lane to answer. And now, run away. And now Chovy just farming. I mean, BLG got to find an angle to make this work. They need to find a way to get pace, pretty much. Courageous Giga Guard. Okay, Bin just tanks a Void Seeker. And no one where they just have to back up. There's nothing. Yagao is about to get blown up. Dodges narrowly. And Gen.G will stop the dragon stacking for the time being. There's going to have to be 2 more dragon spawns for BLG to get the Drake. Soul, they will get a turret in exchange, though. Chovy. Ooh, flash for flash. Good force, though. I'm just kind of... Just nothing happens. And it's just, I mean, Gen.G's up about 2,000, but not the biggest lead. Just BLG kind of need to find an angle back into this game. It's going to be a bit difficult. Doron takes a big chunk there. Yagao not going to go and try and find Peanut, or not Peanut, try and find Doron. Oh! Jun will, though. Doesn't really matter. And BLG... Shun? Shun, starting the bear, and they're trying to do something here to force... They want to force... They wanted to force Gen.G to show up, but Gen.G just didn't care. Peanut, and that's the teleport coming in from Chovy now. Doron needs to... They need to stall for time. They need Peanut to get here, and Peanut's going to make it. But now BLG... They're being shredded by this Baron. And a nice crash down into 3 members. Peanut jumps onto On, and that's going to be the swallow coming through. Jun's going to secure the first kill, but Chovy's going to kill off Bin. But now the Senna is doing so much. Jun with a double kill. And Doron just is able to escape narrowly, and BLG get what they want. They force a fight that Gen.G aren't ready for, and they go in on unsteady ground. They get punished by BLG. They were perfectly fine with not taking the Baron because it gets exactly what they want. They find the kills. Chovy doesn't land that Shuriken flip. If that Shuriken flip lands, it could be over. And most importantly... Ooh, I heard that one. I heard that, that plosive. But most importantly, Elk is kept entirely alive. Chovy jumping in. That looks hilarious. But now, Doron going to be jumped in on. No, hop away. Shockwave's going to find him. Doron's going to go golden. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to generate anything. He won't. And now Gen.G are being run at. Chovy gets hit by the Abyssal Voyage, and Gen.G might have just bitten off more than they can chew. And BLG actually have a Baron angle now. And this is massive. They're going to try and just take a second Drake. They're just going to try and get whatever they can. But BLG are going to go and burn down this Baron. And now Gen.G, they're crumbling under the pressure once again. And now Bilibili Gaming will secure the Baron. There's not even going to be an attempt of a take back by Gen.G. And this is where it all starts. Chovy thinks he can go in but he just gets caught. And then gets out. On just ends up flashing anyways. And then Doran, no hop. And just gets jumped on. He doesn't have flash just yet. And then Rumble throwing down the entire equalizer. And Chovy mid-dash gets denied. Just absolutely brutal as Gen.G, the crowd trying to will Gen.G back into this game, but they can't hear him, obviously, and this is going to be really difficult as the tier 2 in mid falls at 25 minutes. Chovy is spotted out, and they will just rotate away from where Chovy was. Chovy went back to kill that control word specifically. He was not happy about it. And the crowd are worried. Jean is going to drag everybody far away, and that's going to be a big shutdown for Pays and just possibly have Gen.G bought themselves some time. Have they bought enough time, though, is the question. BLG. I mean, Jun just gets caught. It takes too long, and Peanuts is able to just lock in that cease and desist, and it's absolutely over for him. And now, Bin coming in as reinforcements. Delight trying to find an angle. I don't think he will, though. And they're going to keep clearing out these waves. Peanut will at least try to get a tier 1. Jun, what? But it will be another tier 2 down with this Baron push. And now Gen.G are definitely going to be forced to answer here, though. Chovy just going to keep his own push going. Teleports coming in from both mid laners now. Chovy's here. Chovy's going to get jumped on. The Shuriken flip is available, but if they do too much, Chovy's just going so low. And the Cataclysm is going to secure the kill. Gen.G could be done. This could be it for BLG. They might have just found the angle as they are breaking open this base. They have no Baron, but they have a 4v5 available for them. And now Doran goes solo. The Ignite is out. Are you kidding me? BLG, have you done it? A nice two-man Shockwave. Delight's trying to find an angle. Peanuts just running in there. Pays. The Gnar finds 3, but it's not even going to be enough. Doran's going so low. Peanut Pays. Goes on a killing spree, but it's even going to matter. Flashes away. And BLG haven't finished the game yet. Gen.G hold solid. I didn't know if it was over or not. I was kind of convinced it was over. Gen.G just not in a good position. They didn't get Pays, and that's what matters. Why does it look like that? It's because it loads the damage ahead of time. It's complicated. It's not coded well, as you see. And then just this inhib falls, and then Chovy just gets dunked on. And BLG just keep pushing forward. They have the advantage, and they just keep going. Doran goes so low. The Sterex will save him. They get the first tier 1, or the first Nexus down. Nexus turret. And then Delight gets a nice angle, but a good save by On. And then Bin just dies. Bin gets absolutely dunked on by the turret. But Gen.G, look at the coaching room. They're stressed, but they're just happy to be in this game still. They're just happy to still be in the game. And it's going to be a third Drake for BLG all while that was happening. There is a chance of a soul We're only 30 minutes in. Holy cow. This is just insane. We're 30 minutes in. It feels like we've been going 50. This is such a tense game. Both of these teams have something to prove. Gen.G need to prove that they are not just the second best, third best team in the world. BLG need to prove that they are not only worthy of the LPL 2 seed, but that they are a championship caliber team that deserves to be respected by the highest tier teams. They're not respected, I guess, but they need to prove that they deserve to sit with the best of the best. Same thing with Gen.G. Both of these teams are teams that have been thoroughly questioned this season because of their international performances or regional performances, as it is for BLG, as they fail to beat JDG again because they can't beat JDG. It's like impossible. Delight gets jumped on. The equalizer comes down, but they might have put everything into the wrong basket, but Bin's going to secure the kill onto Delight, but down goes Elk. And the kill onto Pays comes through for Jun, and BLG might have just found the angle, but Bin is going solo. Chovy trying to do everything he can, but it's Chovy and Doron against the world. It's HLE all over again. Doron running away. It will not be the end of the game, but it can be. The Baron and BLG are in such control, and it's going to just be a reset. They're looking for Doron. Doron gets chunked for half his health. And BLG don't go for the Baron in the end. And this is crazy. And now they're going for the Baron. They have 17 seconds before Peanut arrives. But do they have the damage is the question. Bin is here. They might have it. BLG, it went back and forth there. Gen.G, BLG, either of them could have got it, but it will be the Baron for Bilibili Gaming now. All 5 members of Bilibili wearing the purple. Meanwhile, Gen.G, you thought they might have overcommitted. You might have thought that they overcommitted onto Delight here, as Doran's just flying into everyone. Chovy is just beating up Elk and Yagao, but Pays executes. Pays secures the kill, but this Cataclysm with an incredible flag and drag here. Bin just survives narrowly, juking out that shuriken flip in the end, turning back to make sure that Chovy doesn't get him. And now Bilibili in a position to possibly end this game, end this series, end the season of Gen.G, a historic season for their team, no doubt. And now, Elk is just running at them. Chovy teleporting in behind. Jun's going to spot it out, though. That's a bug, by the way. It shouldn't have anything. Their Delight is just getting chunked out. Bin on jumps forward. And now Chovy in a 3-man Cataclysm into the equalizer. But everyone's going to be able to escape. And On going to go and devour Jun to keep him alive. Keep his GA available. And it's going to be the first kill going to Yagao, who goes on a killing spree. And now BLG have opened the gates. They're waiting for the minions. They are looking to close the chapter of... to close the second chapter of Gen.G against Bilibili Gaming. They're looking to remind them that they can't beat the LPL. And now Pays goes so low. Shockwave catches Delight. Pays goes golden. Delight goes down. Elk secures the first kill. Jun goes into stasis, but Doron runs under the help of his turret, but it's no help at all. Double kill for Elk. The turret falls. Gen.G, your year is over. Bilibili Gaming overcome the odds of, I don't know, they didn't overcome any odds, but they stopped the comeback of Gen.G and send them home, or keep them home, as Bilibili go to top 4 for the 4th time this year. And we have an LPL civil war in the semifinals as Weibo Gaming face off against Bilibili Gaming, and Gen.G once again fall short of expectations. It will be 4 years running that this team is considered disappointing by their own standards. I mean, oh wow. Just everything has fallen for Gen.G once again. For the 4th straight year, they are considered, or they leave the tournament before they were expected to, or were supposed to by fans. The belief in Gen.G once again leads fans astray, and they fall once again in the knockouts. And your champions of the LCK falter at the worst time, and it is unbelievable. They almost pulled the comeback out, and it just doesn't happen. And now, not even JDG, Bilibili Gaming will keep the perfection alive for the LPL, as they will send their second team to the semifinals, as they, as a region, look to secure their first ever all LPL championship, or the first ever all LPL semis and the first ever all LPL championships. And so, with that, Gen.G, it is all over. And Bilibili Gaming, congratulations for fending off the LCK champions to secure a spot in top 4. Have a good night. Or, well, I'm Box Kimchi. This has been the kimchicast for the Worlds 2023 knockout stage. As always, have a good night. There you go. That's how you do an outro.